president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated on the television, "You, the Jews, will never be able to live here in peace."
You know why he said that? Because they're not the real. As a matter of fact, get Isaiah chapter 2.
Yeah.
Let's hold that quote. We're going to read that quote bit by bit, because there's some prophecies that come to mind, man.
What you say, Jeremiah?
No, Isaiah 2. Give me Isaiah chapter 2 on that. The reason why they'll never be able to live in peace is because of this right here. As a matter of fact, you know what? Don't get Isaiah 2. Get Zephaniah. I think it's Zephaniah 12, man. Zephaniah 12. Where it reads, I think it's Zechariah 12, where it reads that the land of Israel should be a burdensome stone to keep.
Zechariah chapter 12 and 1. Yeah. You might need to read it, you know.
All right. Yeah, this is Zechariah 12 and verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, save the Lord, which stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth and formed the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all people round about, when they shall be in the siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem. Which this was referring to 70 AD. But let's get to this point over here. This is the real point. Verse 3. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, and though all of the people of the earth be gathered together against it. So the point is,
have you got another one of these, Elder?
I should have another one. Go check in my bag. So the point of the matter is that land is pretty much under a curse right now, because the real people are not on that land, and then also those people that are not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So that's why you have these different, infightings going on between them people and the Palestinians. And then even among them so-called JOOs, there's issues going on there, protesting. There's a lot of crime going on over there, pedophilia going on over there, like you can't imagine. Okay, because they're not the people of the land, and they don't belong in that land. But for the most part, it's really because they're not keeping the commandments. It's like, for example, when you go back to the time of the Assyrians, the Assyrian Empire, when the northern kingdom left Israel, the majority of them left Israel, and then you had new men that came in there, or new people that got into that land, and they were basically Cushites. So they brought their doctrines over there, their gods and everything else. And what happened was the lions went to go deal with them. If you go into the story. So that was the issue at the time, why they was going through all of that. But I mean, I say that to relate it to what's going on right now with these people that are there, because they're not keeping the laws and the commandments, and they're the wrong people. So as long as they stay in that land, man, it ain't gonna be no peace. Like Abdul Ganassi said. You know, just to build on that a little bit, man. I kind of jumping all over the place, but you know, hey, that's the spirit sometimes, man. That's the spirit. Yeah, so I'm done reading that. You got any precepts?
Let me see. Let's pull something.
It really involves the gospel.
The gospel, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 10 and 1. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these: the first Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname is Theodas, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
And that is the gospel. That is the good news, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So an Israelite man in their right frame of mind, they're going to be looking forward to another world. They're going to be looking towards the end of the world at their end. Now, if you can, brother, give me Acts 1, and I believe it's verse 4. Because one of the disciples were inquiring to Yahushua, when was the end going to come?
This is the book of Acts chapter 1 and 4. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, Ye have heard of me. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
There you go. Wilt thou, O Lord, again restore the kingdom unto Israel? Go on.
And he said unto them, It is not for you to know the times.
Right, but the point is that they were inquiring. That's the point. So we're inquiring in our minds, not that we're inquiring because we know, but what I want to say is, though, is saying this, is the fact that we're hastening the coming of the day of the Lord. So we're looking for the kingdom. We're looking for the ending of this world, and we know that this world right now will be destroyed, and this world right now is being governed by the so-called white people, which are indeed the Edomites, which were once upon a time known as the Romans, known as the Greeks, and many other things. So in order for the kingdom to be established, this society has to go down. So this is what we're expecting, and we're in the time period we're actually seeing the lead up to it. It's very clear. As it is also written in the book of Proverbs, that the expectation of the poor should not should not depart, because we're also known and recognized as the poor according to the scriptures, being that we're under these curses too. Yeah, so you got any more on that, my brother?
Yeah. And it says, and he said unto them, It is not for you to know the times or the seasons, which the Father hath put in his own power, but ye shall receive power. After that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
And that's talking about right now. The uttermost, we just broke it down a couple of days ago. Me and this brother was going live. The utmost parts of the earth is the end of the earth, which would be America. So most likely that really applies to the brothers in the States. That scripture right there. So he was with us in Jerusalem, and he's going to be with us to the very end of the world, or the end of the earth, excuse me.
Yeah.
And how that would be done is the fact that the Lord will what? Show us a very few men that he established with this gospel, and they will go teaching, showing their fellows the way.
That's awesome. Yes,
and then we would take on this information and blow it up in the way that we do it. Right? And this is how the gospel is going out worldwide, simultaneously leading up to the ending of this civilization, this second part of the Roman Empire. So like I said, it doesn't matter how many people don't like us. It doesn't matter who says and who's doing what against this knowledge and this understanding. Even that has been written itself. You're going to have enemies that's going to be against this ministry, that's going to try to do their part to try to shut it down. That's even been written. But ultimately, let's focus on the point. What's written is that this gospel is going to proliferate. It's going to save the elect. It's going to save those souls. And those souls are going to what? Establish the kingdom. Everything's playing out just fine. All right? So we're in a time of the Israelites receiving that gospel, which was lost. Therefore, there lies within the gospel the restoration of the people. Go on, brother. If you got anything on that. Oh yeah, Abdul Ganassi, right?
Yeah.
Read some
Oh
more.
yeah. So this was the president of Egypt back in 1952 said on a television show, stated on the television show, you, the Jews, will never be able to have peace, to be able to live here in peace, because you left here black, but came back white.
Yeah. And as he mentioned, he said that those people, they're nothing more than Hebrew-speaking Gentiles. So he already solidified them as not even being the people. Like I said, them Arabs, they know that we're the Jews. They know that we're the Israelites. You so-called blacks, so-called Latinos and Native American Indians. The world, the powers that be, I would say, know who we are. They know we're the ones which is given hope of the Creator. And that there's a Savior coming for us. So you may be going through your difficulty in this life, but guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to be blessed. That's what this whole thing is about. The reason why we're going through hell because of our sins, and it's only for a short period of time. It's only for a short period of time that this will be the case. And just by us being out in the highways and the byways, the way that we are, shown on the YouTube and every other outlet, it really speaks for itself, man. That there's hope for the Israelites.
Preacher?
Go on.
This is Ezekiel 37 and 12. Wherefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you unto the land of Israel.
Right. So the Lord is going to what? Quicken us, invigorate us back to life again. And it's not the flesh, but it's the spirit that quickeneth. So how does the spirit get quickened? By the word of life, which is also known as the abundance of living water. So if this living water enters into you, or you take hold of this cup of living water, right? Then you're going to speak that abundance of wisdom and understanding. So that's just the thing, man. That's just the thing. We got the living waters. We got Yahweh Shai, which is the life thereof, which is of the word. So now we've been woken up, and now we're out of our dead state. We're no longer dead anymore. We're alive and well. Our hope has been found. This is a new day and time. So there's no more, walking on evil, not knowing what your future's gonna be. You no longer have to go on these false narratives of what the world tells you. That's all put aside. You don't have to call yourself black. Give yourself these false titles that our enemies gave us. And then you got to walk according to their narratives. We ain't got to do that anymore. Now we can walk according to the Lord's narrative. The Lord gave us a name and he gave us a narrative. And this narrative is going to lead us to justice. Okay? This narrative is going to lead us to justice. The utmost justice. Justice that you can't even really describe in your mind's eye, man. In your mind, basically. Go on, bro.
Yeah, if I could just say, when you opened up with Proverbs 25 and 25 about the cold water,
yes,
to when you compare that, it's a precept to Ezekiel 37, the cold water, and it revives. I just read it. I'll go up a little bit and read it because they coincide with each other. Ezekiel 37 from the top now, and the hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. Yeah, because
they didn't have the moisturizer.
Yeah, I don't need to say anything. I think the scripture says it, man. Actually,
because this word is known as the water, the living water, and is also known as the anointing, the oil. So we have all of that, and now this is where we can stand. So now people can say all kind of stuff about us. We can just rub it off our shoulders, man. and get going. You know what I'm saying? We don't got a thing in our minds, oh yeah, I wonder if what they're saying is right. No, we know as a matter of fact that everything that they are saying against us is wrong. And this whole Christianity thing, that's wrong. Over and out. We done did so much research on that, and we find out, man, that's all Babylonianism. It's all paganism. I mean, if you really dissect the doctrine of Christianity itself, it has pretty much almost nothing to do with the scriptures whatsoever. So they got that they got that religion from those founding fathers, which was what is it, man? The people of the Council of Nicaea. People of the Council of Nicaea, which was commissioned by this one guy, man. What's the dude's name? Constantinople. So he set up those founding fathers, which he was a part of that too, of course. So include him in that too. And they were there in the midst of that church, that building, not the church, but in this particular council building or whatever, right? To try to bringing another definition to what was already said and all of that. That's what Christianity is. Christianity is nothing more than a spinoff than what was already being taught. So everyone believes in this spinoff doctrine, which was taught, and they're confused. They're actually blind by that, man. As it is written, that the deceived and the deceived are his. So everyone's deceived under this pseudo knowledge, such as Christianity. And then you got this nigga vocab alone. He's trying to put that out there. He's trying to tell us that well, he ain't pushing Christianity, but what he is saying is that what we're saying is wrong. But if you keep speaking on the same guys over and over and over again, if we're wrong, then leave us to it. If you found out that we're wrong, why you gotta keep? It's like you're beating a dead horse, man. It's like, for example, I mean, there's been many of people we came across throughout the years, and we said that they were wrong, they were off, right? Dealt with them, so we move forward. But see, these guys, they can't move forward because they're hurting inside, and they know in the back of their goddamn head that what we're saying is the truth. And as a matter of fact, vocab alone, he's a sort, and I kind of always do this too, but I just couldn't really, pinpoint it, man. But a couple of brothers brought it out that he was a small hat, or that he is a small hat. And let me tell you something about them small hats. Obviously, they know more than the average Edomite about who we are. That's why he's going hard, trying to find this book and that book and try to saying, it's not going to work, man. All he's doing is bringing more life to the truth. It's also written, you can do nothing against the truth or for the truth. That's it. And the truth is, in this case, in this topic, is that the Israelites are being restored before your face. And you don't like the way it looks because you're not a part of it. That's all I got to say, man. Any more precepts?
I'll carry on. In 3, and caused me to pass by them, Ezekiel 37 and 3. And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Right. Is there life? Go on.
And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest. And again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones,
right.
Hear the word of the Lord.
Right, hear the word of the Lord. O ye people of Israel, hear the words of the Lord. So just because they appear to be dead, it doesn't necessarily mean it's over and out for them. Like, for example, when you read the story of, oh man, I forgot the guy's name, man. But he was sleeping. He was sleeping, and then they laughed at the Lord, and the Lord rose him back up. You know the story I'm talking about. I forgot the name, man.
Oh, the little girl.
Yeah, I think his name was Lazarus or something like that.
Oh, there was Lazarus.
Yeah.
And it was Jairus' daughter. Where he said she's just sleeping.
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to.
He kicked them out the room. Yeah, I can get it.
Come. Yeah, so the thing of it is, Jake right now is just sleeping.
Yep.
Well, the Jakes that need to get this truth, they're just sleeping right now. But when the right time comes and they come across this word, they're going to be quickened alive.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, Yahweh Shai, when you really think about it, he really represents overall the resurrection. The word resurrection means thing rise again. So we was once dead, spiritually, mentally, just to so that in a particular point in time we can be made alive again. Go on.
Matthew 9 and 22. But Yahushua turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Let me just jump down. Verse 23. And when Yahushua came into the ruler's house and saw the minstrels and the people making a noise, he said unto them, Give place, for the maid is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. But when the people were put forth, he went in and took her by the hand, and the maid arose. And the fame hereof went abroad into all the land.
Go on. I think you read the point, didn't you?
That's the point.
Yeah, so the fame went towards the land. I wasn't really listening to Locke.
I read the verse again.
Yeah.
Matthew 9, 24. And he said unto them, Give place, for the maid is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn.
Right. So the maid was sleeping, because they were thinking more carnally, as people are. People are just average, and they thought, okay, yeah, this person's dead. This is like you talking about, he's sleeping, right? So when Yahushua did his miracle, he rose her back up again. She was just sleeping, and that's really what it is. When you die, you're in some cases you wind up sleeping. Some cases, like, you could basically have an astral projection kind of experience. Sometimes this happens, on rare occasions. But then it's your spirit, and you know that it's yourself going up, but you know that your body, your flesh, is on the bed, right? And you notice yourself going back into the body, because your spiritual cord connects to your body between your real self and your body. So when you go back into the body now, all of a sudden you get back up out of bed, so to speak. So that happens to us, man. Sometimes we could wind up dying for like a couple of seconds and come back in.
If you've been knocked out, that's it. That is actually back in the day with the skateboard and all that kind of stuff. I've been in a lot of accidents. But there was a thing on the news the other day with the tornadoes and the lightning strike and all the weather, different type of weathers. And two looked like Issachars, Issachar, so-called Mexican, got struck with lightning. Two of them, right? It seems very strange, like it's like two young boys, Issachar. And they said that when they was interviewing them in the hospital, they said, we felt like we were struck with lightning, but I felt like I died and I came back to life again. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said out of his own mouth.
And I mean, there's many people that can tell you certain things that, things happen to them and everything, right? Various different situations and death situations, and they came back to life. So it happens, man. It happens. So, going back to the point now, we're being restored, man. We're being restored, and they don't, like I said, they don't like it because it doesn't involve. Well, that's just too bad. Tough titty. I can't do nothing about it. All I can do is tell you the truth. That's the only thing that I can do. I can't include you, even if I wanted to. All right, the Most High disincluded you, and that's just the deal, man. If you can, brother, give me Ecclesiastes 3, and I think it's verse probably like 20, 21 or something like that. I'm just guessing, where it reads, that which is numbered, that which is that which is counted cannot be numbered, something like that. You're going, bro. You got some more now.
Yeah, I carry on reading with this. Ezekiel 37, I carry on. It says in 5 now. Ezekiel 37 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord God, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter unto you, and ye shall live.
Yeah, that's his knowledge and his understanding. Which through that there lies the spirit of life, which is known as the Holy Spirit. Go on.
And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you.
Yeah, so the flesh and the skin represents the outward appearance, that we would demonstrate that we know who we are. That's why you see us with the robes, you see us with the borders of blue, and the tassels, which represents you're going to keep all of them commandments. So we're wearing that. So like I was saying, they see this and they have a problem with it. Because once the Israelites wake up out of sleep, right? Then it's over and out for these Amalekites. It's over and out for these Edomites to rule. They can't rule no more.
Yeah.
Like once the Israelite man wakes up to who he is and takes his heritage back and realizes who the the puppeteers are behind the curtains, it's done, man. You can't do anything else. It is what it is. And we also, and Salaki, brother, if we know who we are, then we know who they are too. And you know what? They don't want us to know. They don't want us to know. Let me say this again. They don't want us to know who we are, because if we know who we are, it's going to lead to us knowing who they are. And they don't want it. They don't want us to know who they are. But it's just too late. We know who they are. And what you guys are, you Amalekites in the land of Israel today, all of you are basically Edomites. You're the Edomites that the Bible speaks about. All of you guys, man. All right? All of you individuals with this translucent skin, that's living good out here, that's doing pretty well, you calling the shots, and life is just brilliant to you, you live a cushy life, you're an Edomite. And eventually, what's going to happen to the Edomites is the fact that they're going to be destroyed. Their world is going to be destroyed, as you well can understand this. And guess what? We're going to rule over you. We're going to put you in a savior. That's what's going to happen to you. So I rest on that. Go on, bro.
What he called for. Ecclesiastes 1 and 15, that which is crooked cannot be made straight.
Right.
And that which is wanting cannot be numbered.
And that's what we're telling you. We're telling you that you're not wanted. You're not wanted in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord is only concerned with his people,
Yes.
the Israelites.
Yes.
As it is written, if you can, brother, give me Malachi 1 and verse 4. As it is written, the Lord loveth Jacob and he hated Esau. So how can you say that, well, the Most High, he does love everybody and we got books to prove this, that the Israelites, what they're saying is wrong, and I understand that, man. Like these niggas gotta fight tooth and nail to prove their point, because they don't have a foot to stand on, and they really don't have no hope.
Though we sorted carefully with the tears.
Though we sorted carefully with tears, my man. There you go. They don't have no hope, so they gotta find this avenue. They gotta find all kind of loopholes and stuff, man, because they don't really have anything to look forward to.
That's right.
The Most High ain't fucking with them, man. That's all about. Anyway, man, go on, bro.
Malachi 1 and 4,
Oh
yeah?
yeah.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Go on.
And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
Right. Go on.
And your eyes shall see.
Actually, no. Read verse 1. I think it's in verse 1.
Malachi 1 and 1.
Yeah.
And the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I love.
That's the Edomite right there. Highly likely. He was looking at the camp with a little smile on his face.
Yeah.
That's who the Lord hates.
That's right.
That dude over there, the Lord hates him, man. So he may be looking at us like, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
However, whatever he's got going on in his head, the Lord hates that motherfucker with it. I don't mean to, use that word. Excuse me, that just came out. Go on, brother.
But well, I'm not going to say the word. I'm going to go back to that little quote. At the end of it, it says, his name is the president of Egypt, Camel.
No, go back to Malachi 1 and 4. Go back there.
But I'm just saying, he says he doesn't like it. He's saying it. I'm just, if you want to say the word when someone else says it, they can't say I said it. Right. But and also Malachi chapter 1 as well. You're going to let the scripture speak as well. Now 3. I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
So that's just the thing. Esau is discounted when it comes to the ministry. That's just the point. Not everyone is counted in the Bible, man. There's a particular group of people whom the Lord has chosen, and they are counted pretty much for salvation. They are counted as a value resource to the Lord. Okay? That's just the bottom line. Now let's read this. Ecclesiastes, 3.
1 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 15.
Oh, it's 1 and 15.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
That which is crooked cannot be made straight,
Mm-hmm.
and that which is wanting cannot be numbered.
Right, and that which is wanted cannot be numbered. In other words, cannot be counted. So that's pretty much all we're going into. All we're telling you is the straight, skinny, the truth of the Bible. That's it. Like we're not, we're not acting on violence or on anything.
Yep.
We're just telling you the truth of the Bible. And the truth is that you are not counted. That's why y'all have a problem with it. And you know the reason, the raw core reason why they have an issue with it, because in this society, we as so-called black, we ain't supposed to amount to anything according to them. We're supposed to be under their shoe and be okay with that. We're supposed to be okay with being treated as little boys while we're at the fucking workspace.
Yeah.
And just accept the very little that Esau give you. And just be a good old little boy. That's what they want us to accept. Fuck that. This is a new day and age, man. This is a new generation. We ain't going for that little boy shit. You understand? We ain't going for it no more. What we're going for is our hope. And guess what? The Lord is going to give us the kind of reparations that we can't even really prescribe in our own mind. And you're going to be a part of that, Esau.
That's right.
We're going to take you and we're going to possess you. And you're going to be our little boys. All right? And you're not going to rise up in our system. Oh no, there's not going to be not one of you is going to rise up in our system. You're going to stay in that same class. The class that you got founded in, that we put you in, you're going to be in that class to the very end until we get rid of your ass. Okay? Because you got a few jakes in this society that do pretty good. Esau, kind of has some mercy on these Negroes. Probably he did a backdoor deal or whatever, but you got certain jakes that do pretty good in this society. Very few of them. But you think Esau, you think there's going to be a very few Edomites that's just going to be doing good in our kingdom? Hell no. They're going to be at the fucking bottom, man. And that's a part of the gospel. And that's what they don't like. Like I said, they don't like the fact that we're discounting them, but the scriptures already discounted you any doggone way. So what are you going to do about it? Anyway, I rest on that as well.
Well, as you were saying, they're doing well. You got these they're doing well if you can make money for them. With the music industry. You've got this recent controversy with Jamie Foxx. Right? They're saying he's in hospital. And there's all kinds of conspiracies. But when I just watched to catch up on what was going on with him, I watched most of those YouTube channels. They're all covered by Edomites, man. They're making money. They make money off us being down and out, as you say, spiritually impoverished. That is what they like to see us that way too.
Yes,
I'm not just talking about Amalekites. I'm talking about even just the average East.
Yeah, and and this is the thing about the so-called white man. They like to see us down and out because it makes them feel empowered. It's kind of like a bully, right? A bully feels empowered when he can look down on someone that's weaker than he is, because really he's getting bullied probably back in the house by his parents or something. So he takes that energy out somewhere else. But at the very end of the day, the bully gets bullied, doesn't it?
That's right.
The bully gets pushed around. So we're going to be the new bullies on the block towards our enemies. Go on, brother.
This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Yeah. In other words, he transgresseth the laws and the commandments. He don't go by the words of the law because it's not in him to do it. It's basically in him to go the contrary ways. So what he does, he spreads that philosophy which is contrary all around the world. He sets up his military base all around the world. Just so that he can self-combust. Go on, brother.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Right, and is as death and cannot be satisfied. So this man's looking to unite everyone under his philosophy, under his doctrine. And it includes him being the power indeed, and that you don't even have to look. They don't even want you to acknowledge the actual power himself that created all of this existence. They only want you to look at them as the power. That's why they stuck needles in you, and inside those needles, guess what? There's ingredients in these needles that they've stuck in you to lose your VMAT2 gene. So that you can only but focus on them being the power rather than the spiritual high power which created all of this existence. That was the whole agenda behind that. Go on, my brother. That guy's a bug out, man.
And it says, "And cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations."
Yeah, and this man is never satisfied. He can have as the eyes can wish. You know, he can have as much land as the eyes can see. He can own as much water as the eyes can see. He still won't have enough. He still won't be satisfied in having enough. All right, and that's why he's going to what? All of his wickedness that he's doing and trying to get more and more, he's going to self-combust, man. Okay? Because there's only so much you can grab and take. Then it becomes unjust. The scripture says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So if you got too much of anything, that's an abomination, man. Go on, brother.
And it says, "And heapeth unto him all people."
And heapeth unto him all people. Like the king at the time, the Cushite, the first king at the time, among the actual nations. Nimrod at the time, he wanted to unite the people under one banner and building this Tower of Babel so that they could solidify themselves as a people, united together as one. The Lord broke that shit up. He sent them angels to confound the languages of the people. And that was back in the beginning. So if that happened in the beginning, then guess what? That unitation concept is not going to work in the last days either. It didn't work in the beginning, and it ain't going to work in the end. All right? Because the true purpose of the Lord is going to stand forever. And that is to set up the kingdom to where we're going to be above everybody. All right? That's just the thing. That's how it goes. That's how the world works. You're always going to have someone that's going to be above another group of people. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just nature. Go on, bro. I think that's it on that. Yes. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Yeah, everyone's bugged out today, brother. Because me and his brother, we were sitting over here, man. We came over here. And these dudes was just bugging, man. Bothering us and shit.
So like Deuteronomy
7 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Jehovah thy power, and the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
Right.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth."
Right. That are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So this is what God said. The Most High established a people above everybody else. So if the Most High established something or does something, then it's really nothing you can really do about it. Oh yeah, give me Ecclesiastes 3, brother, where it says, oh no, it's verse 14 actually. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 14.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 14. "I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever.
Yep.
Nothing can be put to it,
Yep.
nor anything taken from it."
Yeah, you can't, there's nothing you can do about it, bro. You can't add or take anything from it. So the Lord already established the people for himself and himself only, and his will is going to be played out on the earth, that they are going to get the preeminence, and that they are going to be the leaders of the world. And you know what too, as the scripture says, time and chance happen to all, right? All of these other nations, they had their time to lead and to rule. And they messed it up. Okay? So now it's going to be our time to rule, and we're going to show you how to rule. We're going to show you how to be a king. We're going to show you how to lead the people the correct way. And we're going to be seen wise among the nations. Because we're going to be what? Using the divine laws and order and the instructions of life, which is in the scriptures. If you can, brother, give me Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter.
From the top, yeah?
4 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and 1. "Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live, and go in and possess the land which the Lord power of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your power, which I command you.
Go on.
Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor. All the men that followed Baal Peor, the Lord thy power hath destroyed them from among you.
Go on.
But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your power, are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Go on.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
And that's what we're going to use when we're in the kingdom. The laws and those statutes and the commandments. And we're going to be what? Seen as wise among the nations. That's the point that I wanted you to get to. I just didn't know the exact verse, but it was all good. You know, the point was there to be read. So the thing of it is, we're going to be ruling the earth with the divine law and order, which is the scriptures. The manuscript of the earth. That's what we're going to be using. And in those things, we're going to be what? We're going to be brilliant. We're going to be brilliantly displayed among the people. And our ways, the way that we uphold ourselves, they're going to want to follow us, man. All right. And they're going to want to inquire more and more of what we, you know, of what we're showing to them, so that they can be blessed. Now let's go back to Abdul Ganassi, right? Let's go back to what he said, because he mentioned that those people, they will never be in a state of peace. So you give me Isaiah, what is it? Isaiah 2:1, if you can, Baba Bashar. That hay fever's coming up on you.
Yeah, man. All these pollen fuck me up tonight, boy. Good.
So all you gotta do is get some vitamin D and K3.
Yeah.
That shit'll hold you in, man. Because I mean, like, it's kind of been bothering me too. Yeah. But that's just the only thing you gotta get into, man.
Yeah.
It'll help it a little bit. Actually, way more.
Oregano herb, it's good. It's a very powerful.
Oh, yeah, oregano, yeah.
Very, very powerful, man. When I had the oil, mine's run out now, but when I had the oil, I used to carry it with me. Anytime I feel a little something, before it even enters into me, it just block my immune system. It just sniff on that.
Yeah.
The oil, that's how strong it is.
God.
You wanted that quote from Abdul, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what he said. Kamal Abdul Nasser, President of the United Arab Republic, formerly President of the Republic of Egypt. He said the Europeans claiming to be Jews are nothing more than Hebrew-speaking Gentiles. The President of Egypt, Kamal Nasser, stated on the television, you Jews will never be able to live here in peace, because you left here black and you came back white. We cannot accept you, as he said.
Well, there you go.
See now, when someone else says, you know, like an official person, a credible spokesman says it, well, you got to blame him. It's just like when the scriptures speak. If you can't be angry with us, you have to be angry with the scriptures, which is, you know, of the Most High, come from the Most High. So this was in 1952, and there's a lot of things we say. We always sources we can bring out to back it up. We don't just pull things out of our, you know, pull things.
Well, speaks for itself, man. Speaks. The scriptures is proof. All of these people that came in the past that stated a couple of things there too in historical accounts. It's shown the scriptures to be the truth. Anyway, let's go back to the scriptures. Let's get the book of let me see, man. Where was you at originally? No, read that point again. Yeah, I wanted Isaiah 2:1. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 2:1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amoz saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Right, on the top of all nations, because the mountains just represents governments. That's why you have these different summit meetings. What is a summit? A summit is the highest part of the mountain, the tip of the mountain. That's where you get all of your leaders. So in this case, let's read this again.
And it says, and shall be, I'll start verse 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amoz saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills.
Right, it shall be exalted above the hills. Go on.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
And all nations, that's what the hills and the mountains represent. All nations shall enter into it. Go on.
And it says,
that added into it, brother. That added to it. Going on.
and it says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people,
Right, many people.
and many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of
Right.
the Lord.
Let's go up to the government of the Lord. So when you read the book of, Jeremiah 3, that even says too, if I'm correct, it also mentions that we would be known as the throne of God. I think that's in Isaiah 3. So the world is going to know this. So just like what I said earlier before, right now, everything's playing out in this side of the time right now, where you got these devils in power, and everything's going on at the same time, and you got vocab over here and different guys over here, you know what I'm saying, trying to speak up against us. Like you had what's this other guy's name, man? The dude with the gray mustache. He's known as a doctor.
Dr. Brown,
Dr. Brown.
Yeah.
Dr.
Michael Brown. So-
Dr. Michael Brown, he wanted to redebate Guerrilla Hebrew once again, but you lost, man. Like once you lose the debate, you lost the debate. You just gotta just take the L, man. You wasn't prepared. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the brother, I give it to the brother Al-Azhar. He was prepared, man. The dude was prepared. He came with the records.
Yep.
So he won the debate, fair and square. So there's no comeback. He can't come back. And let's just say he wanted to come back. He'll still lose the debate.
Yeah, you can lose.
You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have all this shit together. And them Christians, they don't know anything. A lot of these guys don't know jack shit all.
Yeah.
All right? So even if he did come prepared, what difference would it make? Lost, man. Go on, brother.
And it says,
Fight against God.
and many people shall go and say, Come ye,
Yeah.
and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob.
Right. So there's going to be a supremacy. There's going to be another supremacy. And it's not going to be no black supremacy. It's going to be the supremacy of the Israelites. Because we're not going to be calling ourselves black. That's a title that the enemy gave us. A false name. A name that doesn't even mean anything. The Lord gave us a name, and that name is Israel. That's the real name of us. And then you got these guys down here in the UK called, calling themselves British Israelism. And they talking about how Denmark is the tribe of Dan. And how England is Ephraim. And you know, it's funny, man, as long as I've been teaching on these streets, I've never encountered not one of these guys. Not one of these guys have actually came up here to actually debate their cause. You know, it's like all of these guys, they got philosophies, they got doctrines, man, that they hold so dearly, but they don't even stand on it. Where's some niggas out on the street? Where can we see them on the street? Nowhere to be found. But all they can really come with is websites. Oh, we got this website over here, this website over there. That's the best you got? Is a website? I want to see you in the flesh, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see what you got to say. What are you talking about? How do you qualify that you're the Israelite? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of these dudes that made up that stuff, hey, they could possibly be Israelites. But what I'm saying is, where's your stance on it? They don't have a stance, and that's why you don't see them nowhere.
They're not declaring what they believe.
That's it. That's the point I'm making. That's it. They're not declaring what they believe in. So if you believe that you're an Israelite and we're not, then you need to come out on the streets and make it very clear to the people, to us, so that because maybe we might be wrong, right?
Yeah.
we might be in the wrong. But how do we know we're in the wrong if you're not on the street?
Teach us.
Teach us. Come on, man.
We got the right cards in the wrong order.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
Yeah, man. And it says, and he will teach us of his ways.
Right, and he will teach us of his ways. So
And we will walk in his paths.
and we will walk in his paths. So all of them nations, they're gonna look to us for the answers. And really what they're gonna be looking forward to is to get blessed. Because we're gonna be the blessed people You know, we're going to be in high regard, have you will. And they're going to see everything that they're going to see on us, man. That's as far as it's going to go. So as well as this world goes right here, we already know that this world doesn't have any time left on it. People hearing the sound of my voice, they may be thinking, oh man, this guy, he's full of himself. Whatever, right? It doesn't really matter what you think. It really makes no difference. We're going to be above all of these nations, and they're going to serve us. I said it. Yeah, I'm saying it. And I've been saying it for ages too. And I will continue to say it. These other nations are going into slavery, including the so-called white man. Let's get Revelations 13, 9, and 10. They're going into slavery.
Book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. And it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear.
Come on.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And that's the thing. Go on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So we're waiting faithfully to actually see you, faithfully waiting for you to actually experience what we're about to do to you. And that's to put you in slavery, because you put in slavery and you touched the apple of the Lord's eye. So all of these million-pound corporations that made a lot of money off our downfall, our enslavement, hey, they're gonna have to restore all that back, baby. All of that's coming back. All right. Riches got by injury shall be what? Restored. All of these devils that live high in these different well-to-do areas,
penthouses,
all of that stuff,
high-rise buildings, luxury flats. You St. John's Avenue. You got
Rosner,
Golders Green. A lot of Amalekites live there. Golders Green, Park Avenue. Even some of you got luxury flats, man, and a lot of them are plush, really expensive to live in them, man. You know, I'm probably over £1,000 a month. Then it was a month. Might be about £1,000 a week now. Might be about a week now. £1,000 a week just living in them yards. But they can afford it, you know, because they got the old money, innit?
Well, and we know what that old money go back to. You see. So this is the thing, like people like to say, oh yeah, well they work hard for what they got. No, they didn't. Listen, man, they didn't have to work hard. They got old money. They got inheritance. It's called inheritance, man. How can you work hard if you got inheritance? Excuse me, let me reiterate what I'm saying. How can you work hard and become successful when you're already successful? They already are successful. You don't need to work hard. You don't need to find your way. If all of these corporations, these jobs look like you to hire you, then what are you worried about? What do you have to work for? And what I mean by work, I'm talking about like, how do you you don't need to try to maneuver and work hard in your mind to find a particular job, because you know you're gonna get hired any doggone way. As long as you change your accent, as long as you wear that suit and tie and you look presentable, you're gonna get the job. Okay, so they didn't have to work hard. All they had to do was just be who they are, and that was the deal. So just like how it's going to be in our kingdom, when we're in our kingdom and we're just us, and we got us ruling and controlling many different corporations and businesses, guess what? Our people are going to be successful, man.
That's right.
Okay? Everybody else, they're going to play their part. That's the way it's going to go down.
Got one for you.
Go on, brother.
Isaiah 33 and 1 says, woe to thee that spoileth, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
Right. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And right now, Esau, he kind of stopped spoiling right now, because he don't really have to do too much of that, because he got everything now. So now the time is going to come where all of that which he spoiled, he's going to have to give it back. And also himself including.
Right.
They're going to have to give themselves to us. They're going to be a part of the spoils too. So that's just the name of the game, man. Like, yo, like it is what it is. You so-called white people, and as well as you so-called JOOs, y'all all are going into slavery. And vocab alone, all you can really do, my man, you can do all of that talking, It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change life, the way life is going, and it's not going to change anything at all. The only thing that you can do is hope and pray that you're not an Edomite. That's your only hope. And if you are an Edomite, we're going to kick your ass. We're going to kick your funky ass, man.
Get a credit card, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get a credit card, max the shit out, go on holidays, you know, have fun.
Might as well.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Because, as the elder says, man, this kingdom is on borrowed time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sure is.
I looked at the word spoil, yeah?
Going on.
It says to deal violently. See again, you say that person's violent, but I'm just looking up the word. You know, it's the word that's I'm looking up.
No.
That's what he's saying.
Oh, yeah.
To deal violently with despoil, devastate, ruin. So if you got hold of someone and you were spoiling them, this is what you'd be doing to them. Devastate, ruin, destroy, spoil. This happened to us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. To violently destroy, devastate, spoil, assault. You said some people die in police stations. It was more upfront back in the day. People dying. There was always protests. People. Another black man died in so and so, such and such police station. So that's what they done. They assaulted them, devastated them, destroy. So that's what it means to.
And that's what they did to us as a people. They devastated us because we already had empires before they even came in the scene. You had the Mali Empire. You had different empires down here in Europe, all around. They devastated us and they took us and brought us into slavery against our will. So now there has to be a payback to that. There's no getting them scot free from that. So all of this talk about what you Israelites are saying it can't be true. Well, that's your only hope is that it's not true. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So with that, let's go back to the point of the gospel. I think we can get on what is it? The Matthew 24. No, let me see something real quick. Actually, no, we don't have to do that. We're going to move forward. I remember we left off at Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. I think it was in verse 3. We don't have to go back there.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways.
Go on.
And we will walk in his paths.
Yeah, and the way that we're going to rule the planet, we're not going to rule the planet like the white man, where you got all kind of plastic in the water. You got all various metals floating in the air that you can't even see. And it's going inside of your, what is it? You know that this part of your body. What's it called? Your
The thoracic system.
No.
Respiratory.
What's that?
Respiratory system.
Respiratory system. There you go. Yeah. So you got all of this stuff that's floating in there and it's getting into your respiratory system and it's messing you up. And then you got to go and eat this food, which has been genetically modified. We're not going to be ruling the kingdom like that. Okay? Everything is going to be done decently and in order. We're going to stick to the script of the law. We're going to do everything within the confines of the law.
But there's a new study out, Elder. In the hospitals, they call it ENT. Thoracic, so ears, nose, and your throat. It's all connected. And people that, everyone, we all breathe in these chemicals, and sometimes particles can go around the wrong airway, and chemicals you breathe in can block your hearing. It goes around the wrong path. People, they find in big cities, people tend to lose their hearing quicker.
Wow, man.
Because dust particles are going up in their ears through their throat.
That shouldn't go in particular wrong areas. That should be going in particular areas.
It went down the wrong pipe, and now it's in your ears.
Wow, well, you learn something new every day. I actually didn't know that.
And that's vertigo or your equilibrium. That can affect your ears.
Your balance as well.
That controls your balance. So you get vertigo. Like a lot of old people, if you like study and watch people like old people, that's why they have walking sticks. A lot of them, not just bad knees or whatever. It's like
the balance is
they
off.
get dizzy. Dizziness, vertigo, because of the ears, man.
God. Yeah, every body part plays a purpose. But the thing of it is that we're not going to rule the earth in a toxic kind of level that he's doing. This is ridiculous, and got people confused about their gender and all of that. That's bullshit. The way we're going to rule the world is going to be straightforward, and it's going to be everything's going to be easy and direct to understand. the way life is supposed to be. Go on, brother.
And it says, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Yep.
And he shall judge among the nations.
Right, and he shall judge among the nations. So the only people that's going to provide judgment are the people of the Israelites. The high priests, all of those men that's within those higher up orders, they're going to be the one calling the shots. That's why it says, out of Zion shall go forth the law. Go on. And I don't cut you too, Salaki. Just like how you have it, right, in different countries. Every country has its own unique laws and all that, right? It ain't gonna be like that. The whole planet is gonna be under the one and only law, statutes, and commandments of the Israelites. That's what it's gonna be. Like in certain countries, right? Like you know, it's okay to deal with a woman. Some countries will make, like this country says 16, another country may say it's 18, another country may say it's 12, 14, whatever. Listen, all of that's going to be da-da-da. I'm just using that as an example of the, you know, the laws being different around the world, right? The laws are going to be the same in every different place, and we get established on this earth as the leaders. Go on, brother.
It says, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among the nations.
Right.
And shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
So we're going to rebuke many people. So we're going to be, man, I'm telling you, man, we're going to be tearing to shreds a lot of people when we get that spiritual power. And yes, we're going to be doing it because it's a get back thing. Yeah, of course. But we're going to do it to bring balance back, because everything's out of its course. Just like every empire took, you know, ass kicking to get involved to establish an empire. So our empire ain't going to be any different. To get our world established, we're going to have to kick a lot of ass, man. We're going to have to do a whole lot of humbling to state the claim. And it's not going to be a hard thing to do. It's going to be very easy, because we're going to have the utmost power, the divine power, which will be behind us plus to do this. Just like the so-called white man, he took over the way he took over, dropping bombs, drones, enslaving people to state his claim. That's why he's in the power seat today, which is thrilling apart. Go on, brother.
Precept. Matthew 11 and 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence.
Right. In other words, the people is talking about. Go on.
And the violent take it by force.
Right. And the violence take it by force. All right. The violence take it by force. So Esau took this kingdom by force, or he took the people by force. So what are we going to do? Are we going to go begging and bowing towards these devils to beg for our kingdom? Like, for example, which is equivalent to what I just said, going before Esau's banks to go get you a loan to establish your own business so that you can do A, B, and C for your people. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to go and take this. The scripture says we're going to go and take the kingdom. Right. Like men go and take what's rightfully belong to them. So the Lord is going to give us the power to take the kingdom and to possess it forever and ever. That's how we going out. And it's going to start with Yahushua. Yahushua died on the cross for our sins so that we can be reconciled, so that he can come back again as the Lion of the tribe of Judah towards Esau to take his ass down and to establish the kingdom.
Look, back in Isaiah
That's
2.
all right.
And it says here, verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares,
right,
and their spears into pruning hooks.
Yeah, so they're going to have agricultural tools to use, because we're going to have them putting in that work. They're going to take care of the cattle. They're going to, they're going to do the grass. They're even going to build up our walls. It tells you that in Isaiah the 60th chapter. A whole lot of work needs to be done, baby boy. And they're going to be putting in that work. We're not going to do no work, because we've already done all the work. We've already built their kingdom of the earth. All right, we built many kingdoms up. So now it's going to be about our time to rest, and they're going to be putting in that work. This is what we're talking about. So, you know, all of these sheikhs talking about how they want reparations and this and that and the third, man, fuck the reparations talk. I mean, I don't mind reparations, But when it comes to the scriptures, this is what I'm really actually looking at. This is the real reparations.
To repair, that's what it means, to repair.
Yeah.
Make something work again.
Yeah.
To heal.
Absolutely.
And money doesn't do that.
Absolutely. Because I mean, let's just say they gave every Jake. Let's just say every Jake got $20 million. They go out in the spending spree and spend it out and be broke all over again. And you know what it's and you know what too? Inflation is in effect right now. So even if they did give us the money, it's not gonna amount to anything, man. Reparations is when you born, bro.
So look, they give us the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then who do we go and spend it?
It's the same people.
His corporation.
Yeah. The same people that took the money who are enslaved, we're gonna give it back to them. So you really can't even call it reparations.
And you know niggas don't get the chains,
yeah.
the watches, the cars,
Jordans, and all that.
Remember you got alcoholics, you got drug addicts,
Yeah.
and not to say, but you know what I mean. When you think about someone who's not well, they need therapy first,
Yeah.
you know, to get right back in their mind. So, like now, when we're ruling, there's going to be pure King Solomon wise men.
Yes.
They're going to be the men that are ruling with wisdom.
Yep.
So the money's going to, I mean, you know, the gold is going to be used. Everything is going to be used the right way. These people that don't know what to do with a whole heap of money and a whole heap of gold.
And then you know what too? And speaking about what you said, they got all the gold. They got all of the gold and the precious stones, and they're not even putting it really to use. You don't see them wearing it as a chain. You don't see them building homes with that stuff. They don't know what they're doing with it, because really they're not the right people to possess all of those things. We're going to be the right people to possess all of those things. Like I said, we're going to show you how to live. See, everything that the Israelites do, we do far more and greater than every other nation. Exactly, brother. We're the salt of the earth. You know? So we're going to show the nations what glory looks like. You think you've seen glory? You ain't seen glory at all. When we put on glory, you're going to see glory. You think this white man is doing good? Driving them Ferraris, driving them Lamborghinis, them wires, and all that stuff? You know what I'm saying? I like cars and everything. I like nice things, but the nice things that these people got are going to be pale in comparisons to what we're going to get. All right? We're going to be abundant. We're going to be abundant when it comes to being blessed.
Yeah.
Which the word blessed, by the way, which means to bow. The word is on Barak, which means to bow. So all of the nations are going to bow before us. So when they bow to us, in order for you to bow before someone, you gotta be in more of a a spirit of submission. So when them nations get in that spirit, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to give us the best of what they got in their own land. And that's going to be them paying their tithes, which goes back to the word tax, which goes back to the word 10 as well. Excuse me. I was wrong. Tax goes back to tithes. And the word tithe goes back to what is it, meaning 10%. Go on now.
You're going to put that 10% on the nations. And, you know, as we continue reading, they're going to be happy to do it, man.
Yeah.
You know? As the elder said, you got them in you know, they'll go to a vault, like 10 passcodes for a ruby or a pure piece of gold or something, but they don't know what to do. Rather, they build their society with concrete, you know?
Exactly. And they could have used them stones and the gold to build the streets on. They're not doing it.
Day to day, Esau shows why he shouldn't be in rulership.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he really don't know how to do it good. He don't know what he's doing at all. Like, for example, I mean, if you messing with the sky, okay, let's just say you got it going on. You got the nice things and everything. How is it going to shine if you fucking with the sky?
This guy,
Oh, look, see my comment?
the very same air that you breathe.
Yeah.
You can't shine with that.
And
You can't enjoy your riches if the earth is defiled. Go on, bro.
No, I was just going to say that you got like some of these so-called third world countries where they have gold in the streams, right? In the lakes and the streams, there to purify the water. That's why the most has gold in the water. They come now over with their greedy mindset, exploiting mindset, to spoil and take all the gold out of the water. You know, like doing all the digging and bringing up all the gold out of the water. So therefore, the water is now polluted now. Because they don't know how to keep things running the way the orderly way the Most High has things supposed to be running. The gold is in there for a reason.
they're a naturally disorderly people. If you can, brother, get me scriptures where it says it's in the book of Proverbs somewhere. It speaks about the froward, because that's what Esau is. Esau's a froward nation. They're a froward people.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Remember, time means money.
Shalom, my brother. How you been, man? You good?
Yeah.
Good. Much love, man.
Yes, brother.
Yes.
Shalom. Wow.
Shall I keep going to Isaiah?
Yeah.
Isaiah 2
It's a lot good, brother.
and 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation,
Yep.
neither shall they learn war anymore.
So when the right people get back into the land and order is established the right kind of way, then there's going to be peace. So as Abdul Ganassi told the the pseudo JOOs what it was, that they will not find no peace. And as it is also written in the scriptures, there's no peace unto the wicked, thus saith the Lord.
Yep.
So they will never get peace, despite the fact that they let's just say they came with some laws or whatever for the world to go by, and it's some laws involved in the peace. It ain't going to be no peace, because at the end of the day, the Lord has His will operating through all of these men, all of these politicians, and they're going to do the Lord's bidding, as they're already doing right now, so that we can get to the bottom line of the matter. And what is the bottom line? The bottom line is that He's going to set up a kingdom and restore us as in the days of old, as well as the throne of David as well, the real throne of David. All right, which David was a so-called black man. All of the biblical characters were men of color anyway. Going on.
You're the odd one out, Esau.
He's the sore thumb.
God. And it says, O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord.
Right. Let us walk in the wisdom of the Lord. Go on.
Therefore, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob,
Yep.
because they are replenished from the east.
Right. They are replenished from the east. Go on.
And are soothsayers like the Philistines.
Right. So they went and they delved into the dark side of things. Yeah. That's why people went down and out. That's why they were desolate at the time, because they were doing things which they ought not to do. There's laws and commandments that talks about dealing with unfamiliar spirits, and warn to them that does such a thing, because they ought to be put to death. So death was all around them at the time. But despite the fact that Jacob was doing all of this, it still didn't it still didn't upset the fact that we have a great future indeed. That we're going to be above and beyond all of the nations. We're going to receive the preeminence. And this is why we're so earnestly expecting the return of Yahweh Shai. All right? And we're going to have to go through a whole lot of difficulty to get to the kingdom. But man, it's going to be hell worth it. Some of us are going to have to die, and that's going to be all right, because the ones of us that do die, we're going to be resurrected again. Go on, brother.
And they pleased themselves in the children of strangers. Their land also is full of silver and gold. Neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses. Neither is there any end of their chariots.
Go on.
Their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made.
So if I'm correct, is he talking about the Babylonians at the time?
You're likening the Israelites onto the ways of these nations.
Okay.
Babylon.
Come.
And the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbleth himself. Therefore forgive them not. Enter into the rock, and hide thee in the dust. For fear of the Lord, and the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled,
Right.
and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down.
But you know, it's funny that all of that, which is what you read, that's the estate that Esau's in. Esau is in the estate where he has everything. But guess what? As this reads, the lofty looks of men, go on.
The lofty looks of men shall be bowed down.
Why is it going to be bowed down? Because there's going to be things that they're going to experience. There's going to be things happening for why they're going to be bowed down, why they're going to be miserable, because they're going to lose what they've had. Just like the Babylonians were great people. The Greeks were great people. So because they're great, does that mean that they're gonna always be great? No, because there's a time and a place for everything under the sun. All right, they had this, now it's gone. Esau got his, and he's about to lose it again. And we gonna get ours, and we ain't gonna lose ours. That's the difference with our kingdom. We're gonna have ours forever and ever for eternity.
Israel, world without end.
Israel, world without end. Go on, brother.
And the Lord Jehovah Shem Yahushai alone shall be exalted in that day.
Right, and alone shall be exalted in that day. So what day is this talking about? That's why it's also known in the book of, I think it's Zephaniah 1 and verse 14. It's known as the day of the Lord. Why you think it's called that? Because in that day, that's when he's going to be exalted through his son Yahushua. So when Yahushua comes back with the mighty angels and that power that he's coming with, that's going to give glory to his Father in heaven. So everyone's going to be having to be in a in a humble estate, as it is written, right? The lofty looks of man shall be bowed down, because there's going to be a whole lot of drama going on out here. And in that day, the Lord is going to get the exaltation in this world. And primarily, this is talking about those that are in leadership position roles and that are rich today. They're going to be, but their whole continent is just going to be broken. They're going to have a broken continent. Go on, brother.
Revelation chapter 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Right, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. That war in heaven represents Esau's military units, those aircrafts, those jet fighter planes, and as well as they're going to be fighting against those beings from out of space, as they call it, which really I would say out of a different realm. That's right. And they're going to lose miserably. That's in Revelations 12 and verse 7 and beyond, and as well as 2nd Ezra 13 and 40 something like.
It says it here in verse 8. And prevailed not.
And prevailed not, meaning they didn't win. So this society, the powers that be, they're preordained to win for a moment, but at the very end to lose big time.
Thank you.
The powers of the system, they're going to be losing. All right? All of these powers within these different nations, they're going to be losing big. They're going to get involved in a nuclear war, which has been preordained as well, and they're going to get involved in fighting against the Lord to try to uphold their lousy kingdom. And they're going to lose everything. They're going to go from being where they're at right now, throughout the centuries it took to be who they are right now, to where they're going to lose it in a matter of minutes. Okay? It's a lot, brother. You know? So that's just the reality, man. That's the reality. All of yous are going to lose everything. Everything. Go on, brother.
Someone got one? Oh, I've got one in. Daniel's chapters 2, and this is I just hit the top, get the context. And in the 2nd year of the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed a dream wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep broke from him. So he brought Daniel, and none of his soothsayers and his magicians break down the dream. So the dream was broken down. This is the image. Now hit the point in 44. After the dream, all the empires were broken down, and Daniel broke it down to him. And it says in 44 of Daniel 2, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to the other people.
Right. In other words, there's not going to be no other nation coming next into power once we rule. There's not going to be an end to our throne, our kingdom. And this is something that the bankers, them know. The powers that be, the elites, they know this already, man. They know this. They've just been keeping this information hidden from the public, because what they need is for the public to not know this. If the public knows that we're the people of the Most High, then how can they rule? How can they teach other people about their philosophies and their doctrines and their ways of life? How can this government even be to exist? If people know that there's an holy government, then how can this government exist? So, by default, which is understandable, This devil really had to do all of his lying. This devil had to call us black and everything negative in the books so that he can rule. Go on, brother.
Romans chapter 9 verse 26. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them,
Right.
ye are not my people,
Uh-huh.
there shall it be, there ye shall be called the children of the living power.
Right. So in the land where it was said that we are not the Israelites, that's where it was good. That's when it's going to be said that we are the Israelites. I was trying to hold myself and stop laughing, but I'm laughing anyway. You know, I'm kind of giggling a little bit inside.
How ironic.
Yeah. I mean, I meant to say smile. You know, trying to stop myself doing this. Yeah. So I mean, that's just the deal, man. Like in the place where it was said that we are not the lost people, that it's declared that we are the people. Like we could be everything else, but we can't be the Israelites.
Yeah.
Again, the irony.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Proving that we are those people. That right there.
Yep.
Because when Jake was saying they were Rastas, when Jake was saying they were after the Kemetic science community, and that they were Black Panthers, all of this and beyond, no one had an issue with it. But it's when we say that we're the Jews, the Israelites, oh man, you know what I mean? Like there's all kind of problems out, you know, that they got going with us. So it's the fact that we are the people, man. That right there solidifies that we gotta be those people. And this is why they can't really get one brother was going into it, man, why they're putting the end to the internet, because this truth is getting out.
Oh yeah.
Like these Amalekites, they're shitting themselves, man. They shaking in their boots and they see the awakening. The whole view of them seeing the awakening, it's scary. Oh yeah, brother, give me Revelation 11 chapter. It's a terrifying thing. See, to us, we're just going about life as we're going about it, right? And we're teaching and we're just doing as we may. We don't really understand from the outside looking in how they view us, man. It's a terrible sight to actually see us demonstrating what we believe.
Yeah, well, it's like putting up the umbrella when you've already got wet. There's no point, man. You go ahead and shut the internet off. It's already out there.
Yeah,
that agenda, that gig is played out, man. Oh, we need to shut the internet. It's too late.
God.
Everybody knows now.
That's the same goals, man. The rabbit is out the back. Go on, brother.
Is it, where you want to start from, Ender?
11.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, Revelation 11. You know the one where it says,
Revelation 11 and 11.
where it goes like this. It's something like the dead bodies. 3.5 days.
Revelation 11:11.
Yeah. And all that saw them, was afraid, something like that, man.
This is the book of
I hope
Revelation.
that's the right one.
Revelation 11 verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Lord our power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell
That's the
upon
one right
them.
there. And great fear fell upon them. Great fear, not just fear. Great fear fell upon them. So it just goes back to what I was saying. These devils are terrified at the sight of us. They don't know what to do in their mind. They don't know what kind of way that they can, do away with what we're saying and showing ourselves. Because we're out here, because you don't understand, brothers, man, like, this is their empire, man. This is their world. And when you run a world, you have a whole lot to look, you have a whole lot to be responsible for. So if people like us are in the street, we can basically have a negative effect on the way that this government flows. To put it in that way, you know what I mean? I'm trying to put it in a better way, but that's just the best way I could put it. Like, we're actually troubling the way society is supposed to operate by us being out here.
Basically changing the course.
Yeah, we're changing the course of how, there you go, brother. We're changing the course on how everything is supposed to go according to them. So it's a big deal, man. That's why they're scared. That's why they're scared, because we also represent their downfall. The prophet Ezekiel was a sign unto the people, the Israelites. So we become a sign unto them too. Go on, brother.
This is exactly what we're doing, right? This is the book of Acts chapter 17 and 6. And they found them not. They drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, these that have turned the world upside down,
Right.
are come hither also.
Right, come hither also. So this is what we're doing. We're turning the world upside down. Like, we're afraid of them thugs, man. Them little street gremlins on the street corner. You think these devils are scared of them? Them devils ain't scared of them, man. Like, the devil looks at these niggas like, man, we already got them niggas already. We got them under our philosophy.
Yeah.
We got them to believe in that thug shit, to make them believe that they ain't shit. We got them all stacked up in the jail cells. But it's these guys right here with the robes. These guys are changing the way things operate in society. So it's a scary thing. It's a very scary. I want you to read it again, because that's really what we're doing. We're turning the world upside down. The things that we're saying, the way that we look, our projection itself is just changing everything. It's glitching the system. Going on.
Acts chapter 17 and 6. And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, these that have turned the world upside down are come also hither.
Are come also hither. And that's why back in those days they would if I'm using the correct word, they would actually extradite certain men and take them away from Rome, because they would cause an alarm and distress and ruckus, man. You had a lot of that going on because these dudes were serious about it. They were serious about it, man, and they were changing the way things was going on. So the same thing may very well, this is why the prophets are going to be persecuted on this side of the spectrum. Because we're not going to be going along with the system. Okay? What we're actually doing is actually a treasonistic move. But this is the thing, like, we like the thrill of this stuff, man. Like, we actually like this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole, it's like you're in a film. You're playing an actual film in itself. Like, life is boring when you're just doing the everyday thing, and it's this, your life is just, like how everybody else is living. They're just going with the world and all of that stuff. This is more interesting when you're actually, living the life of being a prophet, man, being a man of the Lord. And I pray that the Heavenly Father puts more of a stronger spirit on me than I already have, so I can endure, so that I can find this more interesting. That's just how I see it anyway. You got a precept?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Going on.
This is Acts chapters 5 and 37. It says, after this, man rose up, Judas of Galilee, in the days of the taxing and the drew away much people, taxing and drew away much people after him. He also punished, and all, even as many as obeyed him were dispersed. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, let them alone.
Yeah, that was Gamaliel talking to these guys that didn't like what they saw among the if I'm correct, what is it? The apostles.
Peter.
Yeah, no.
Peter, say unto you, refrain from these men, let them alone. For if this counsel of this work be of men, it will come to naught.
Right.
But if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it.
Yeah.
Lest ye happily be found even to be fighting against God.
Yeah, because when you read the book of Acts, right? Like, and you read about what Paul went through and the apostles went through, I mean, it was a whole lot of drama, man. People didn't like them because they were basically upsetting the way things were going in people's lives, man. And the world as a whole, too. People like to do the norm. People don't like to see change or do things that are different because it's uncomfortable. So when you got a bunch of guys like us saying what we're saying, it's kind of uncomfortable to the people of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been accustomed to a particular way in how to see the world and how to see themselves.
It's right, no, yeah.
So they don't like this, man. They don't like this, and that's why you brothers, especially you brothers that are new in this thing, don't expect to be liked in this thing.
Oh, definitely.
Expect resistance from all corners. Because you represent a change that they really can't get down with. And the change is too much to deal with too, by the way. It's not just a little change we're talking. We're talking about a drastic change that we're demonstrating.
Yeah.
Can't get with this. The only way you can get with this is if the Lord drives you to get with this. That's the only way. Yeah, so Yeah, man. Oh yeah, yeah. Give me what is it? Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 1 or Jeremiah 1, where it reads, I think it's Jeremiah, where it says that the Lord have set thee up to what?
Oh, yeah. Jeremiah 1.
Yeah, I think it's 1 and 19. Maybe I could be wrong. I've set thee up to what? Look, break down, something like that.
I got it here.
Go on,
Jeremiah 1 verse 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
Right. So that's what we're doing spiritually. We're spiritually rooting out this place. We're moving the mountain just by what we're doing. It's just like when you read the story of the Israelites among the walls of Jericho. They all circled around it many times, which was commanded, and they blow the horn and they were screaming against the wall, and the wall came tumbling down. So what we're doing is we're basically spiritually breaking the system down through our vibration.
Yeah.
And that's what's problematic with it, man, because this society is of a negative frequency. So to keep the system going, it has to be that same frequency. But we're coming with a different frequency, which is contrary to that frequency. As the saying goes, what is it? Good and evil can't coexist together. There has to be one, and there has to be one without the other. So in this case, in order for Esau to rule, you can't have us on the streets. All right? So one of us are going to have to go. But guess what? We're not going anywhere. This truth is here to stay. They're going to be the ones going. Because as it happens in nature, good always overcomes at the very end.
All the time.
Even them Hollywood producers, they know that. Them so-called Jews, they know that. All right? That's why they make these films about the good guy getting his ass whooped in the midst of the film, but then at the end of the film, he wins.
Remember I was talking about this earlier on, Elder, yeah? This is in TikTok. It says, Putin gives a rare gift to his military harache. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Did Vladimir Putin just show the world that Jesus is a black man? I'm gonna show it to you.
Oh yeah.
That guy was talking.
Yeah, I saw that too. I did keep it. And that's something that we was teaching for years. We've always taught that the Lord was a so-called black man. We would always give Revelations 1 and what is it?
Okay,
1 and I think it's 1 and 16. We would always go into that, man. But see, this is the thing. We've been bringing out these precepts for so long that the precepts are now starting to speak.
Yep.
Prophecies are starting to open up. And we're seeing it all. If you're paying close attention, Yeah, so
that was like a slap in the face, to Joe Biden, because you people want to act like you all prim and proper. You know what I mean? You got your nobles, but then you're killing that's what he's saying. That's the image that he's putting over. But then you're killing the black people, shooting them down in the street like dogs. And he's acknowledging, he's giving a gift to his military, his military men. Jesus is a black man.
Right.
We've been saying it for years, but the symbolism is a powerful message.
It's a powerful thing. Yeah, definitely, man. Because the thing with those Russians, they hold their icons proud.
Russian Book of Icons. Yeah, that book. Yeah.
So they come with it, man. But down here in England, they have all of the icons of us here, but they don't really show that, and they can't show it because it goes against their so-called white supremacy. Anyway, brother, you got that.
Jeremiah 1 verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Then said the Lord our power unto me, thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it.
Right. And the Lord, that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord is hastening his word, and in this case, most importantly, to set up the kingdom. So he's using us, the prophets, to service the prophets, which the term prophet is used to say before, to what? To preach of things which is forth to come. And the things which is forth to come is going to be that America's going to be destroyed. All of these powerful nations right now, they're going to be destroyed. And then all of these kingdoms which will be destroyed is going to bring in a new kingdom.
Right.
The kingdom of the saints, the Israelites. And in that same time, that's when the Messiah is going to intervene into all of this mess.
That sounds good.
So that's what this is the thing. All right, so yeah, read that again, Bubba Prashant, one more time.
Jeremiah 1 verse 11 to 12.
He said America's going to be destroyed. He won't.
Wait.
You couldn't hack that much.
Too much to stomach.
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Then said the Lord our power unto me, thou hast seen,
Gone.
for I will hasten my word to perform it.
Right. So that's all we need.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I should go more into detail, but you know, I'm not really in the spirit of going into that particular thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you go back into what you was reading before.
Isaiah 2, but Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak
Spirit.
and not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry,
Spirit.
wait for it,
Right.
because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Yeah. So how does the end speak? Let's go. Someone get 2nd Ezra 9. 2nd Ezra, I think that's 9 and 4 or 5, something like that. Because the end is speaking. It's very clear what's going on with us. Now everybody else, people don't know what's really going on. I mean, don't get me wrong. People do know a couple of things or two, but they don't know what we know. We know everything. We know what's going on. When we see, Vladimir Putin moving a certain way, or Biden, doing whatever he's doing, and certain laws and legislation are being passed, we equate these things with biblical prophecy. Depending on what they're passing into, law. Go on.
No,
I got it here. 2nd Ezra 9, and
The ending of effects, something like that.
from verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of these things
Right.
from the days.
And keying to the point, then thou shalt well understand that the Lord spake of these things even from the beginning. And also, it's to let us know, it's indicative of this world crumbling apart. This last leg of the Roman Empire crumbling apart, bringing in what? The kingdom. So when we see the earthquakes and the uproars of the people, all of these things happen at the same time, and many other things that mankind can't explain.
Right.
These are indications of the ending of this world once again.
Can I say something else?
Go on, brother.
And that's spiritual what the brother just read, right? It says, then shalt thou understand. And it's not everybody, it's only us going to understand. Right? Listen.
Going into a couple of days ago.
Is it? And it's funny, right? You see, when it comes to the RFID thing, you got some people in this world that won't take it.
Yeah.
But we know why we should take it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we have the understanding.
You have the understanding.
But you got some people in this world, like even the Edomites, they're not going to take it because they're against it, against taking certain things.
Yeah,
you know
but they
what I mean?
don't understand
But
why.
they don't understand why. But we have the full understanding. Then shalt thou understand that is the very same time. You see? So we have the full understanding.
And as well as it reads, no, that's a beautiful point, man.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful point. And that's why Yahweh Shai said that the mysteries of the kingdom is only given unto you.
Yes.
It wasn't given unto everybody. So we have the mysteries to understand what's going to happen. All right, going back to what you was reading. Yeah, so let's continue on.
And it says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yeah, so when we see a plethora of all of these different signs and these wonders and these different catastrophes is happening, now it's for us to well understand that what's drawing near is our salvation. Let's go and get that in the book of, I think it's Romans 13 and 13. And plus we see the chariots as well. You see the chariots?
Yeah.
So our redemption is near. The redemption of the house of Israel is right upon us. And that's the most important thing to really get into. We can get into the historical accounts. We can get into, many other things we can get into. But the most important thing to really go and to teach about is our redemption. The salvation of the Israelites. That's the most important thing that needs to be known towards the world. And yes, we are the Israelites. We are those Israelites. Yes. Okay? It ain't those people in the land of Israel today. It's not them. That's all I'm going to say right there.
Romans 13 verse 11.
Oh yeah, you read 2 Ezra 9, and when you left off at it was 3, right?
3, yes.
Yeah, go get 3.
Romans 13 verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now is a high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Exactly, because what? As we just read earlier before, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, that the end is speaking and that it shall not lie. So we're seeing the effects of the end coming in. So when we see this thing, then we gotta what? Let's read that again. The
Right.
third time coming.
Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake.
And knowing that it is high time to awake.
Was that
So we're supposed to be more awakened, more stirred up,
Was that
and ready to be prepared for the Lord's return and the change which He's going to come. Not just a little change, but an astronomical change, a world change. Go on, brother.
And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right, and that's the point. That's the beauty of it. Our salvation is nearer than when we believe, because all of these things are speaking. So now, let's go and read this.
2nd Ezra chapters 9 going to 3 now. It says, wherefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, go on.
For like as all that is made
That's the one I'm talking
in the
about.
world
Yep.
hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
And the end is manifest. So everything had a start and it has an end. And this world had its start, and we're going to bear witness to seeing its end. That's as far as it's going to go. So Esau's not going to go for what is it, infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear, that cartoon that used to be played out in the 90s. That's not going to happen. Esau is going to bear witness to his end, because they were pretty much ruling on borrowed time as the Lord extended, because the Lord can extend the time. All right. So the Lord gave Esau an extended amount of time to bring in His will and bringing forth this technology, this mark of the beast technology. All right. And once He brings it out, that's the end. That's the end of this devil. Just like it says in the, oh yeah, get me on, what is it, Maccabees. Somebody get Maccabees. 1 Maccabees 6 and 14.
First Maccabees 6 verse 14. And it says, then called he for Philip, one of his friends, who he made ruler over all his
No,
realms.
it's 2 Maccabees.
Second Maccabees, okay.
Yeah.
Second Maccabees
6 and 14.
6 and 14. Second Maccabees 6 verse 14. For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins.
Go on.
So dealeth he with us.
So dealeth He with us. But the point is, that's how He's dealing with this devil. He's waiting for them to come to the fullness of their sins. So once Esau fulfills the final sin, which is in that mark, this place is going to be destroyed before you know it. All right. So that's what we're expecting. This is what we're waiting for.
Let me go a top of verse. I mean above it. Second Maccabees 6 verse 13. For it is a token of His great goodness when the wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
Right, but forthwith punished. That goes back to what I was saying earlier before. This devil is not going to go into infinity. As it says in the scriptures too, in the book of Psalms, where it reads that He thinketh that His houses shall continue forever. No, there's no forever for you, Esau. That wasn't promised to you. That was promised unto us. We're the forever children. We're the world without it. All right? You devils are only here to rule for a particular moment in time. And we're at the ending of your rule. That's why you're panicking. This is why you gotta go sort counsel every so often as you do.
Yeah.
To set up laws and put things in place to put more restrictions on the people. Because you're losing your power. And even those of you that are coming from the religious board side of things, like people like Vocab alone, people like Dr. Michael Brown, whatever the hell his name is. Right? All of you devils are fighting to uphold your position in your kingdom. So just by the fact that you're trying to do too much to fight to hold on, shows that you're losing your power, man. And just by us demonstrating our confidence and demonstrating who we are on the public without giving a good goddamn, shows that we're incoming of the basically into the power seat. We're showing that we're next into the power seat.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the truth of the whole matter, man. You guys are, all of you devils, whether you're part of the government construct or whether you're part of the religious construct, you're all losing. All of y'all are losing your minds, man. All of you devils are losing your mind, and there's a division amongst these councils as well. So this kingdom's going down, man.
There's proof here, Elder. There's more proof here. Let me read it again. Second Maccabees 6 verse 15.
Yeah.
Lest thou being come, let me start from 14. For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins.
Right.
So dealeth he with us.
Right.
Here's the point now.
You going?
Lest that being come to the height.
That's the point I was looking for too. I was looking for that. Go on.
To the height of sin.
Right, to the height of sin. There you go, go on.
Afterwards he should be take vengeance on us.
There you go. So when they come to the heightness of their sins, the MOTB, that's their ass, man. They over and out from there. Oh yeah, you can give me that in the book of Job too. Job tells you that, man.
Job 30.
No, Job 20, let me see if I can pull it out, man. Job 20. And I tell you the truth, I'm not really all the way there in the head. I didn't even get that much sleep. And just like I said, remember, like before we got started, right? Hopefully the spirit preserves.
Both of us, yeah. That's how we be doing it sometimes, man. But it's the spirit that we was doing what we were doing. Some of the time watching videos like tonight, it's just by the spirit that when I go, I'm probably going to be watching, like catching up with some of the videos of the apostles, and I'm probably going to get a little bit of sleep again.
Yeah.
But it's all right though, because Sunday catch up on the sleep, you know what I mean? But you know, like you got them long live streams. All the brothers, I try and catch up with all the brothers, like, and it's like I would like to go to sleep, but the spirit says it won't allow me to go to sleep unless I catch up on certain videos. It's just the way it is, man. But
That's what too.
you know, most likely give us the strength, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, since you got that, yeah, brother, get this as well. Get Job 20 and verse 23. And read all the way down to. Yeah, read this.
The book of Daniel chapter 2 verse 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, break them to pieces.
Job 20, verse 7.
Then was the iron, the
Verse
clay,
6,
the brass, the
verse 6,
silver,
verse 7.
and the gold,
Job 20,
broken
6,
to
7.
pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain.
Right, and that became the great mountain, because this mountain, like remember what we just read, that all of the hills and the mountains shall go unto thee, right? That's in Isaiah chapter 2. So all of the nations are going to see our great power within our kingdom. Our kingdom is going to trump every kingdom that ever was. In beauty and glory, anything to do with goodness. All right? We're going to be beautified. That's why it mentions in the scriptures too, in the book of Psalms, I believe it is, that the Lord will beautify the meek with salvation. So we're going to be seen as men of renown, men of high value, right? Men worthy of respect and honor. We're not going to, like our projection, when the kingdom is set up, the way we going to look, our projection is going to demand respect. That's why the nations are going to bow before you, because they're going to see the Most High in you. Okay, go on, brother. Let's get back on the point.
Yes, so this is Job chapter 20. I'm going to start from 5, you know. Job chapter 20 and verse 5 says that the triumph of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right, so that's the point. Back to the point. The joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung.
That's it. So that's when they reach to the heightness. So when they reach to their apex, and as well as the heightness of their sins, that's when this society is going to go out. That's when they're going to lose their kingdom. Because they've done a lot to fulfill their part of the script that the Lord had them to fulfill. Again, that's what it's all about.
I love that what you said, fulfill. I got a scripture here went after Arya.
Yeah, no, go on, bro.
Should Arya finish?
No, all right, go on.
That's really the point. You read the point.
We talk about fulfillment, yeah? Matthew 5 verse 16. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am not come to destroy but to fulfill.
Yeah.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no way wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Yeah, so what includes, what is it, the book of the prophets. Let's read this. Let's go back to Daniel chapter 2.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
Right, and break them to pieces. So as you just read, my brother, you read that he's going to fulfill the law, and his word is the words of the prophets.
Yes.
So in this case, in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, he's going to be that stone which was cut without, and that stone is going to become a great mountain.
That's a chief.
Exactly. It's going to become the chief stone. So when Yahushua comes back, all of this right here is going to be demolished, put asunder. So the image of the so-called white man with the turkey neck and the suit and the tie, that's going to be out of the earth. The image of the so-called Negro, Latino Native American Indian is going to be on the earth. That's going to be the image of royalty. That's going to be the image of perfection. That's going to be the right example. Because whoever's in power shows their face as an example of what to be like. But we're going to show our face, and our face is going to be the perfect kind of face. In a different way, I'm basically meant to say presentation. We're gonna set a perfect example of a presentation for all of the nations to follow. And that's the spirit, because we just saw 2 military trucks that passed on by. You know? So yeah, man. That's it. Go on, brother. Let's keep going.
And it says, thou sawest till that a stone was cut down. No, Salakia, verse 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor.
Yeah, so the whole statue, as we went over time in and time out, represents all of the empires that came prior in their own time. Go on.
And the wind carried them away. There was no place found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain.
Right, became a great mountain. So there was no place for these previous empires anymore. That's why it also reads that the former shall not be remembered. The old world will not be remembered. What is this talking about? Meaning the worlds when the other nations had their chance to rule. All of that's going to be gone out the picture. The new thing which will remain is the kingdom of heaven. Yahushua and the saints and the rest of the nation. That's going to be the only thing that's going to lighten the earth. You know? The forever example. The perfect example. All right? Going out.
And it says, verse 44, Daniel 2 and 44, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, And the kingdom shall not be left to another people.
Right, and the kingdom shall not be left to another people. So the other nations are not going to stand in a position where they can take our kingdom. That's not going to be the case. We're going to always be in the power seat.
That's right.
As well as it reads, somebody get the scripture where it mentions about there'll be no end to the throne of David. So if there's not going to be the end to the throne of David, then it's not going to be an end to the saints, which the saints are going to what? Be in conjoining with them. The saints are going to be joined in with the house of David, which is what we're called, more known as the house of David. All right, so there's not going to be no end to us.
Isaiah 9:7. Back in Daniel 2:44, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
And it shall stand forever. Go on.
For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it brake in pieces the iron, brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, and the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass thereafter. And the dream is certain,
And the dream, and that's what we need. And the dream is certain.
and the interpretation thereof sure.
And that's it. That's why the scripture says that we have more of a sure word of prophecy. So what we're saying is going to happen. There's no doubt about it. There's no in-betweens. So this is why I say what I said before. It don't matter what vocab we're talking about. It don't matter if they're trying to throw doubt. If they threw doubt to you, it's really because you're not a part of the elect. It doesn't stop a thing. All right? So at the end of the day, man, what we got going is what's going to be declared. That's the only, like you just mentioned before we just set up. When we were sitting over there, right? You said nothing else really matters, if I can remember what you said. But this truth only matters. And it's so true. So everything that's written in the scriptures, that's the only thing that matters the most. And which is a part of, which is a grand part of the truth, is us being exalted above these other nations and ruling in righteousness. That's the only thing that's going to stand.
Go back, bro.
Isaiah 9:6, start from 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Right, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. Let's read that again.
Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
Right, and that's Yahweh Shai. So he's going to be the one upholding the government, which is also known as the house of David, which will be upon his shoulders. Go on.
Shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor.
Right, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor. Meaning he's going to what? Be established as a just individual, as a just power.
Yes.
Keeping those laws and those statutes and those commandments, as we're going to keep by his authority. Okay? Go on.
The mighty power, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Right, the Prince of Peace. Hence what he was once called, Solomon, or Shiloh, as you reminded me before, brother, which means peace. So he's going to bring peace.
Yeah, till Shiloh come.
Exactly, until peace comes. So he's going to be the peace giver. So as you mentioned about, what is it, Abdul Ganassi, he said to those guys, he said to the so-called JOO that you're not going to have no peace because they're not the people of peace. We're the people of peace. So when the people of peace get back to the homeland,
Yeah, that's right.
guess what? Then there's going to be peace. The nations, as it mentions, that the nations will no longer learn war anymore. All right? No violence will be no violence will be heard in thy quarters. That's in Isaiah the 16th chapter.
That's it. Or a sword will be never,
Exactly.
a sword will be never lifted.
Exactly. So Yahweh Shai is going to bring that peace and the restoration of the nation. It's all through him that all authority will come underneath him. All right? As we just read in Daniel chapter 2, go on, brother. You got something. Right now, we just freestyling, man. We just going off of the
Shall I
script.
finish it, Elder?
We're going out.
The mighty power, the everlasting Father of the peace, of the increase of his government.
Right, and the increase of his government. Go on.
And peace there shall be no end.
And peace, there shall be no end. You see? Because remember, when Solomon was on the scene, Solomon only reigned for 40 years. Right? And then the 40 years that was it. So what the kingdom is basically going to be, the kingdom is just going to be a resume, or you know, a resume from which was of Solomon's kingdom. And when you read about what was going on in Solomon's kingdom, it's what's going to be going on in our kingdom. Case in point, when you go into the story of King Solomon, when he was getting all of those goods, right? He sent the Canaanites, Hiram Abiff, to go send them down to Austria, which is called another land, and they would get all of those spices and the peacocks and the apes to beautify his kingdom. So in Isaiah the 60th chapter, it tells you that that's what's going to be going on. Well, them nations are going to be sent far off, and they're going to be bringing things to us, so that our kingdom can what? Be beautified, as it is also written that the strangers of the nation shall build up thy walls.
Yeah.
That's what was going on in Solomon's kingdom. So let's go and read that again, our brother.
Isaiah 9 verse 7. Of the increased government and peace there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David and upon the kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth.
Right, and with what? With justice henceforth. So the earth is going to be under justice. Justice will be, justice will be here. Go on.
Even forever.
Even forever. So it's eternity. So we're the forever ones that's going to obtain everlasting life. Simply put, you got these guys, man, within the council of the wicked, looking to find their way and how they can expand on their life, or how they can keep their youth. Listen, man, that wasn't given to you, Esau. That was only given for the sons of God. It wasn't meant for you. You was meant to get yours for a while, and that's it. We was meant to get all of those things you trying to get. You're trying to go up to space and go meet up with those different planets up there. You're trying to do that. We're not going to try to do anything. We're going to just be able to do what you're trying to do. All right? Esau wants everlasting life. We just going to wear it upon us like it's nothing.
And money can't buy that, you know.
And money can't buy that. Money ain't everything.
I was just thinking about it.
Hey!
You know? So, I mean, we good, man. We good. Like, roll camera alone, we just laugh at you guys. You know, you guys are just some kind of sort of entertainment for us. Your Dr. Browns, all of these niggas, man. All of these old, broken down ass niggas, man. We just laughing at y'all. Really. Because what you guys are doing, you're not making a dent on anything.
You're right.
You know, hey bro, give me Romans 3 and 3.
Waste of time.
It's just a waste of energy and a waste of fucking time, man. That's what they doing. They haven't even made a dent against what we're talking about. And this guy been studying this for almost, 10 years? And still ain't close? It's a failed attempt, bro.
One step forward, two step backward.
That's my guy in Maxwell. Yeah. See, I'll be checking that out. Brother.
You're not going nowhere, you're not going nowhere.
That's a classic.
Walking up a walking elevator, just going further down.
Basically what they're doing. Anyway, go on.
Romans chapter 3 and 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is.
Go.
As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Yeah, you can only but be justifying one thing, by speaking the truth. You can say whatever you want to say, but is it in line with the truth? Because the truth is going to happen regardless whether you want to accept, believe it or not. So the people that's going to be justified in this sense is us. Okay, all of you guys is talking whatever you're talking about. At the end of the day, you guys are going to be found losers, and you're going to be ashamed of your damn selves. For the shit that you said out your mouths.
Yeah.
That's the end all be all of it, man. There's an end all be all in a particular moment in time. Right? And when it's all said and done, when the end all be all comes, we're going to be found right at the end of the day. And that's what we see. So it really doesn't matter what you do. It don't matter how many times these elites bring out all of these dudes, these so-called doctors, theologians, and I guarantee you were to tell these people, what does the word theology mean? I don't even think they would actually know what that word means, man. I really don't think they would know what it means. If you were to ask these guys, what does that word mean? So if they don't even, as I'm guessing, if they don't even know what that word means, then there's a whole lot they don't know. You know? You're going, huh?
Verse 4. Most High forbid, yea, let the power be true, but every man a liar.
And that's the point. And let the Most High be true, and let every man be a liar. So is what you're saying, does it stand up to what the Most High is saying at the end of the day? Yeah, like that's it. That's really what you got to be thinking about. All of you dudes are the namesakes. Are you saying what God is saying? Or are you just talking shit? Because somebody's telling the truth, but somebody's lying. And it looks to me that we're not the ones that's lying. We're the ones that's telling the truth. Okay, so it ain't going to change a thing what you guys do, man. The Most High's word is going to happen in effect. Somebody get Isaiah, what is it, 55:11.
Brother, come on, man.
Oh, you had that on deck?
Yeah, but right there.
Go on,
Isaiah 55 verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
God.
It shall not return unto me void,
God.
but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Right, and it shall accomplish that which I please. So the words of the Lord are going to happen in effect, regardless of whether you like it or not. But because he has his will and his purpose that has to stand. Okay, go on. I think, yeah, that's pretty much the point. You can also get, what is it, Numbers 23 and 19, too.
Okay.
Yeah, so what you want to say, brother? Say your pieces. I'm thinking about something.
I might as well know. Yeah,
Come on.
and it says,
Oh, yeah, you still on that?
Yeah.
Come on, that's
a
all
little
right.
bit more.
Mhm.
That thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So are they going to overcome when they're judged? Hell no. Because they spoke against the counsel of the Lord. That's really what this is. This is the counsel of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says, "Warn him that striveth against this baker." You're not striving against us, you're striving against the word of the Lord, man. The counsel of the Lord. As it is written also that there is no counsel against the Lord. How about that? So even if there is counsel set up to go against what we're talking about, guess what? The Lord has a hand in that too. As it is written, to the deceived and the deceiver are his. As it is also written that the Lord will send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie. Go on.
Acts 5:39, but if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow
Right,
it.
if it be of the Most High Yahweh, you cannot overthrow it. Go
Lest
on.
haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High.
And that's what Gamaliel was saying.
Yeah, that's twice it's come
Are
out.
you ready?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's just the deal.
Like
Like,
I'm alone.
that's it.
He needs to hear that message. Wasting his time, you know.
Hey, brother, say what you say. What
No,
you
no,
gonna say.
no, because they don't realize, man. They don't realize what they fight. They're actually fighting against God. So I got this little, just to back you up. This little I like to watch them. Manata Zak Banyaman 144, right? And there's a video that's up.
One of the brothers.
National security concerns swell over pending UFO report, right? So they're calling them African American type extraterrestrials, angels of the Lord. They came down and because now we've been hearing about them and the angels, you know, the military, the Most High militaries, they're there, but they're keeping their era of mysticism about them at the moment with all their power. They're just showing little glimpses here and there, giving them little tasters. So these ones, they landed on, according to the video, some brothers are going in, it landed on an airport, and the angels came out, according to the video, and it sounds like one of the closest things I've heard so far of, you know, they're really appearing, making themselves appear. So they came out, the angels came out, and they was all decked out according to these are like, this is in some of the news channels. Someone was breaking this down. and he stood there. The angel stood there, and they had big weapons that I've never seen before. And he said, they look on their face, they look like African Americans, and they said they were about, which they say 6'4", but we know they're bigger than that. But I'm just thinking through the spirit, because angels can appear, they can shape shift, can do anything they want. But they said they look like they have guns, big guns, and he said when they look at their faces, if you ever seen people that look like they've never been conquered, that's what they look like on their faces. They had that era of arrogance. You know, if you're into any kind of sports and there's someone who's like
defeatless,
undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated.
All of them soldiers, they call them the military. Look, they stood out there, and they surrounded the chariot, and they were standing there. But we find out we find out the full story, and if it's through the spirit, I'm just saying, Moses could do anything he wants, make a quick appearance, a flash appearance before his grand finale, and we're going to start hearing more and more about these flash appearances until he fully reveals himself. You know.
Beautiful. And that's all. Hey man, I don't need to add any more to that. That was a beautiful, information you brought out. You know, and the way that you brought it down anyway. Yeah. So brother,
Numbers 23 and 19, it says, Yahweh is not a man that he should lie.
That's right.
Neither the son of man that he should repent.
Yeah, both sides of the lie. Because remember, there's no lie of the truth. So whatever the Lord said, it has to be done. It has to be put into effect. It is ordained. So like I said, man, it really doesn't matter who don't like us, and what they say about us, and if the government declares us to be treasons or terrorists or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter, because as far as I'm concerned, we are concerned, we're going to win anyway.
Yeah.
You know, the game of life is rigged to our favor. I mean, all we got to do is just suffer this and have patience until the Lord come back.
If I could paraphrase, Elder,
Please.
there's a scripture that says, if the Lord is with you, who can be against you?
No one.
It's impossible.
No one. I'm going to also quote a scripture too. How does it go, man? You can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Because that's what we represent. We represent the truth. And that's how the Most High is with us. If the Lord is with you, who can be against you? Okay?
Yeah.
Because there's a power that's controlling all of this, which is of this dimension. And it's the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He's controlling all of this, man. So really, in our reality, should we fear the government, or should we fear the spiritual government? I think we should fear the spiritual government indeed. I think it's more sensible to do that than to put fear in this man over here. And speaking about that, let's get that in Matthew's, what is it? I think it's in Matthew somewhere where it reads, how does it go? It goes like this, man. Fear not the one that can take the body, but fear the one that can take the body and kill the soul.
For both the soul and the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Matthew 10,
Yeah, Matthew 10, yeah.
28. Yeah, Matthew 10 and 28, it says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Yeah, and that's just the thing, go on.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Yeah, so even all of these, like these lads that think that they're tough, man, you know, these gang type of lads and all that, you ain't supposed to put no fear in them. You know, even these you know, these white niggas too, I call them. I'm gonna just call it straight. You know, these Irishmen, they act like they tough too. You know, you ain't supposed to put no fear in them. They can only but do to you what the Lord allows.
Yeah, some of it is an act as well, though. Some of them are tough, but some of them is
True, you know.
is an act.
So I remember when I used to work for this business, Curly Way, right?
Yeah.
They was coming in, getting a bit riley with the security guard.
Yeah.
He just told him, listen, you think I give a shit about this job? And he just told them straight up, and you should have seen them. They just shrunk. It was a Jake that said it, and they weren't.
I've had some
feeling
little, I had some back and forth with some of them back when I was a bit more wild back in the day. Some Irish man, he tried to.
Well, you're talking about
rob
what
me.
they call the pikeys, isn't it?
Huh?
The travellers.
Yeah. Some of them, I mean, yeah, they're wild. Yeah, the travellers, they're wild.
Yeah.
A lot of them have scrap shops.
But a lot of them, like they go by the reputation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that's just the thing. We ain't supposed to fear what men can do, because what men can do is limited. What can the Lord do? Things that we don't see and things that we do don't see is what the Lord can do. The Lord can jack up your mental. There's a lot of people that got mental issues.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you look at them from the outward appearance, their inward body looking, mentally they are perturbed.
That's
It's
a
hard.
that's a terrible plague.
That's a terrible
that, that mental thing.
Yeah. So the Lord don't play. So that's who we really supposed to be fearing.
Precept elder.
Go on now.
Finish, brother?
Yeah.
Jeremiah 1 verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee, to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand, and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations,
Right.
and over the kingdoms, to root out, and to pull down,
Yeah,
and
so-
to destroy, and to throw down, to build, and to plant.
So that was Jeremiah, because Jeremiah was a young man. Jeremiah was a very young man, and he was set forth to teach, to prophesy against even adults for the most part. So the Lord said, don't fear none of them guys. You do what I tell you to do and bring out this word, because I've sent you to root out into what? To break. Roughly paraphrasing what we just read. You know? So it's the same thing applies to us.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be afraid of what the G unit can do. And what some gang members can do. Like, come on, like these people, they're just there in the midst, and they're just there to play their role. And whatever they're gonna do to you, the Lord is gonna allow them. The Lord is gonna wait. All right. But if you have faith in the Lord, then the Lord can't allow certain things to go down.
Yeah.
All right. But it's when you're ashamed going, bro.
So like line back off the elder, the scriptures speak about the mighty man travailing like a woman.
Exactly.
It's tough guy
Yeah.
shit. When shit starts popping off,
Yeah, man.
it ain't gonna profit you, man.
Yeah, some of them do. They do start crying. But over in America, one of the brothers, then was it the man, not the Man of Valor, Los Angeles, the original Los Angeles camp. They rest in a real rough part of America. But some gang member come and he tried to do something, pull out something, and they never run. You know, gun. You know, that's what goes on over there. They never run. But then the same guy said that you guys are the bravest guys on the block, man. You come out here, you're always out here. You know what I mean? Nothing can run you off the block. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're the if there was anything you might call out the baddest guys on the block or the toughest guys on the block, it would be the men of the Lord.
Yeah, because the thing, and you know, the reason why I was smirking around as you was talking, because the thought came on my mind, right? And I want to say it, like these guys that are tough, they're not gonna be them tough guys to deal with tough times.
Nope.
Because they were never tough guys. It takes the real tough guys to deal with tough times. So these guys that you see walking up and down the line, looking like they big, looking like they're gonna do something, and they tough. Listen, man, they're gonna be weakened, and they're gonna be crying like a bitch in that day for help, for comfort. Like it says that the women are gonna lament, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna lament too, like women. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that look not so tough, they're gonna endure the toughness.
Yeah.
Because they're the real tough guys.
Mike Tyson, he used to cry. His trainer, Teddy Atlas, used to have to perk him up before his fights. Before he started to become a professional boxer, he was really, really effeminate, you might say. He used to cry. And Teddy Atlas, he's an Irish trainer. He still does his little podcast today. He used to always give him the pep. It's up there in the sky on YouTube back in the day. When Mike Tyson used to break down crying and say, I don't know if I could be able to do this, man. And Teddy Atlas, the Irish guy, used to say, come on, you know you can do it. You know you can do it. Because he used to cry before his fights. Mike, as big as he was, you know when you're younger, you're a bit more, you're strong, you're in your peak, like probably like 20, your early 20s. That's when you haven't come into your man strength, but you're kind of like you're learning about your strength. He needed to be like really encouraged, and he had to have a lot of pep talks.
Confidence. He needed confidence.
That's it. His confidence to come up into his body. Then before he was knocking people out, he had a big body, but he's very mentally weak. So he needed to build up that courage. But so now back to us now. We as you were saying, that drink of water. The word of the Lord is that water, that hydration. Most High is hydrating us now, giving us confidence and courage for the time when we're gonna, you know, for the war, for the battle, time of war. Most High is making mighty men out of us in the spirit.
Absolutely.
Precept, Ella.
Go on, brother.
One of our famous ones. Ephesians 6 verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Lord, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, and this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah, so the real tough guys are going to deal with this because they're going to have the Spirit of the Lord upon them. You know, once the Spirit of the Lord is upon you, you're all powerful. You can endure things that you probably think you can't endure. But you're enduring it because, you know, the Lord got you to endure it so that he can demonstrate his power through you. The Lord uses what? The thing which is inconsiderate for his own purpose to what? Exemplify his power. You know, to looking for a word, man, is a word. Man. To pray, no, that's a word. But anyway, I'm just saying, like the Lord, the Most High, he used the weak to confound the wise, to demonstrate his power, to give glory to his name. That's it right there. To glorify him. Like Paul said, through my weakness, I'm made strong. You know? Yeah, man. So this, man, you know what? There's so many scriptures we can go into. Oh yeah. Let's go and read. Let's read. I think it's in Mark 11. I think it's Mark 11 or Mark 13 where Yahushua, I don't think he spoke, but it's in Mark where it reads that if you believe, you can leave this mountain. And you can read that. That's got to be like maybe like Mark 11 or Mark 13, something like that.
That's not the mustard seed one, is it?
No.
No.
I've got a quick one.
Go on, huh?
This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. It says, but the Most High have chosen the foolish things
that's
of
a
the
good
world
Yep.
to confound the wise, and Yahweh have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Exactly. And that again gives praises unto the name of the Lord, that the Lord can take someone that's insignificant, someone that's not credited by society standards, and use that individual to basically confound those which are credited, that are considered wise. You know, and that's why like for example, vocab alone, he's a credited theologist, right? He's got all of his different credits in that to solidify his position, but yet and still we got him wrapped around our finger with this truth.
Yeah.
So that's the demonstration of the Heavenly Father's power right there. Where he could take a bunch of nobodies and turn them into saints, turn them into prophets, turn them into men of renown in their order. Because let's just say we all went to school and we all had our credits and we're doing this. The Lord can't take glory in that because we're already solidified. The Lord takes pride in taking someone that's of less stature, showing to demonstrate his power, like I said. Because the ultimate thing in this case is to give glory unto him. All right? Go on, huh? I know trouble needs some more now.
That's it on that. That's
Okay.
it.
You're going on.
Good for this, right? This is Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain.
There you go. Yes, so you was right, Harper. You was right. You're going, bro.
Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
Yeah, and that's faith. We've been given the gift of faith. We've been given this knowledge, right? So with this gift of faith and with this knowledge in conjunction, we're moving this mountain. Going back to Jeremiah, I've sent you among the nations to pull them to break down and to destroy. So this is what this word is doing. This word is basically breaking down or plowing this system. Okay? But let's just say, for example, right? But I ain't gonna go with it. I was gonna go somewhere like this. You know I'm gonna go in it. Yeah, I ain't gonna go into that. But I'm just saying, the Most High gave us the wisdom and understanding, and he gave us the tool, which is the word, to plow this system spiritually.
I've got
And as we keep doing it time in and time out, this place is breaking apart. You can see it. It's clear. Go on, brother.
Isaiah 41, and I'll start with 10. It says, "For fear not, fear thou not, for I am with thee.
Right.
Be not dismayed, for I am with thee.
Right.
For I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. I will help thee, and I will uphold thee with thy right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that are incensed against thee shall be dismayed and confounded.
Right.
They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish."
Right. They that strive for thee, they that strive against thee shall perish. So in this case, it would be those that are high and mighty right now, those that are credited right now. All right? Those that trust in this world in some kind of form or fashion. They're going to be found, confounded and desolated, as it is also written in the beginning in the book of Genesis 26.
Yeah.
Doesn't it say that whoso curseth thee shall be accursed? That applies to us.
Yep. Michael
Because
Brown,
we are
yeah.
Jacob. Go on, brother.
No, Michael Brown, what's that guy, Dr. Michael Brown, after the debate, you know, they found him. He was crying. He was talking about the children, and he was crying. He was trying to make it seem like it was. He was crying about the children. He was crying about he lost the debate, man.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying, can we do it again?
Yeah.
You lost the debate, bro. It's done. There's no going back.
The word could do that. Yeah, man. And who? I mean, you know, he was with GMS, Al-Azhar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but he's got his ways about him. But he still destroyed him in the debate. You know.
Yeah.
Because
He made him look like a child, man. Tell you the truth. Made him look silly. He was getting all shaky, getting red in the face. He was losing it. He couldn't hold it together. As old as his ass is, his ass couldn't hold his information together. What he knows. Al-Azhar just came through. You know, my generation kind of individual came through, and ripped them apart with the scriptures, man. All right, let me use a different term. He had him wrapped around his fucking pinky. That's what really happened. You know, so this is the thing, man. The ultimate deal is this, man. Like, a lot of us came from rough ends. Get back to the point. A lot of us didn't come from no high class. Some of us came from a middle class background too. But a lot of us didn't come from on the good side of the tracks, have you will. So the Lord took us and used us to show power. All right, in this case, and to also bring the restoration back to the nation through His Spirit. Go on.
12. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even when thou contended with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing.
Right, that goes for the 2/3, your scoffers and your scorners. That goes for these Christian guys of all sorts. All those that come up against us will be destroyed, because it all goes back to this: whosoever despiseth the word shall be destroyed. We are the epitome of the word. All right, we're the exemplification of what the word is. So when you come against this, you're really despising the word. Simple scripture: whosoever despiseth the word of the Lord shall be destroyed. Because you have the wrong way and you have the right way. So you're going up against the right way, then you're gonna be destroyed. It's just that simple. Okay, go on, brother.
As nothing and as a thing of naught.
Right, and as a thing of naught.
Here's the kicker. 13. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, and I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer of the Holy One of Israel.
And let's even take it to a carnal extent. Let's just say Esau rise up against us. Because doesn't it say in Revelation 12 and 12 that the devil should come down having great wrath? So when they come against us having great wrath, guess what? That standard is going to be done. Certain brothers are going to receive spiritual power. So that's coming down as well. All right? Because at the end of the day, hey man, the Lord, when it's all said and done, He's going to show who's really been in charge all around. It's going to be well known that there's a higher power than what you see. Anyway, I've said what I had to say. I'm going to let somebody else speak.
Last one. 15. Behold, I will make thee you just kind of covered it. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small and shall make the hills as chaff.
That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all I got.
It's going to be so it's going to be I would say an even playing field, but no, it's going to be in our favor. We're going to have the floor now, because it's been uneven, and we've been on the receiving end.
Yeah.
But the dry bones have risen up now, and he's going to give us teeth, because teeth represent power, authority. They've got the authority now. They've got the teeth now. So they've been abusing it. So it's going to be reversing.
It's Isaiah 41:8, and it says, But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
Yeah, you're right. The Lord will uphold us.
Which is that one?
Isaiah
I just read that one. Read it again, though.
I read that again.
That sounds familiar.
Verse 10, it says, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee.
Yeah, so we ain't got to fear, because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is with his left upon the earth, man. You know, the Lord said that to the disciples. You know, was it John? When you read the Gospels, Apostle John was kind of like, he was a soft kind of character, and he was on the chest. He was laying his head on Yahweh Shai's chest, and he said, "Stay with us tonight." You know, he said, "I will send you the Comforter, and lo, I'm with you always,
Yes.
even until the end of the world." So Yahweh Shai's with the elect, man. They ain't got to worry, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakah Kodash is with his people, and it's right there in the prophecy. Keep reading up.
It says, Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they
That's your own people. You know, that's the Israelites that walk past and I can't believe it. They're saying Jesus is black. You know, your family coming against you, and then the nations coming against us as a nation. They were disgusted with us, man. Okay. Well, there's gonna be a recompense for that, and then it's gonna be shown who's the Lord's chosen.
Yeah.
It says, They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shall not find them, even them that contended with thee.
Yeah, so if you fight against the truth, you're gonna get put to death. That's the bottom line, man. Alright, you come against the prophets, you come against this program, we read it earlier, you know, Romans 3:3. Yahweh Shai said that, man. Those who would not have me rule over them.
Bring them before me.
Try and pull that. Keep going.
Slay them before.
They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee.
Where's the one where we spoke about, I'll help you with my right hand? Verse 8.
Oh, 10. So this is back in it's Isaiah 41:10. It says, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
And the right hand of his righteousness is Yahweh Shai.
There you go. Yep.
Okay? Try to go back and get that. He will uphold us with the right hand of his righteousness. Okay? So all throughout and I was thinking about that this morning, man. You know, all these most high father Israelites. You know, the father says them, the father. Man, the father ain't dealing with us, man. You know? I go to Father Yah, all that bullshit, man.
And you skipping the median.
Father Yah. What the fuck you talking about, man? You know, we gotta go through Yahweh Shai. Okay? All right, the Lord said he's going to uphold us with his right hand of righteousness. So you can't skip the Messiah, man. You know, Father told me and Father y'all. You know, crazy, man. You got that, Ahab?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's a bugged out
That's
doctrine
a
too.
bugged out doctrine. You just skipping
That's
the
what
law.
it is.
Finish. Finish.
There's more than that though.
Yeah. Ahab.
The book of Luke, verse 19 and 27. But those mine enemies, which would not the book of Luke 19 verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Yeah, so if you don't want your Hawashai to rule over you, it's game over, man. There's gonna be a rounding up session, you know, and you're gonna get slayed before the Lord, man. So all of that Jesus' love doctrine, that's demonic, man.
That's demonic.
But that's what you Dr. Browns and you vocab Malones out there, that's what you're trying to preach, man. Because ultimately, with the Jesus' love doctrine, you get to walk away scot-free from slavery. You ain't got to pay, you know, there's no recompense, no nothing, man. You know, I'm gonna keep mentioning it, man. They just did up, what's her name? Diane Abbott.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she made some comments about the small hat people.
Yes, yes.
You know, and then there was another one in Parliament last week.
Yeah, they kicked it to the curb, man.
Yeah, what's her name? Is it Kemi, the Nigerian politician? And she said, will the Prime Minister and the government give an apology for slavery? You know, and then Rishi got up there and said, no. Rather, we're going to look forwards. Something like that, man. And then
He's not gonna address it.
He ain't going to address it, man. You know? So they don't want to own up for nothing.
No.
But they can just walk scot-free with Jesus. That's why they push Jesus' love. Jesus' love, and the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians aren't Israelites.
Right.
That's pretty much it, man. Why is it, yeah? When you drive past these churches, man, you can go past these churches in your neighborhood. A lot of them say Jesus for all nations. Like what other religion specifies it's for everybody?
Yeah.
Apart from modern day Christianity. You know, all nations in Jesus' church. You know, all nations welcome. You go past these churches, you read their board. You know, all nations. Why is there such a heavy emphasis on all nations for Jesus? Clearly they're diverting your mind from something.
Right.
You know, because what's the book of Christians? The Bible, so they
Right.
say. So what they're trying to divert you from is what the Bible really speaks about, man. You know? So if you don't want your Hawashai, go on that, but if you don't want your Hawashai to rule over you, you're going to get rounded up
Yes.
and essentially put to death. You know? Hold on, Ahab, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say something, brother, to add what you're saying. One of the churches I used to go to, it was a massive church. And guess what the name of the church was? New Age Temple. New Age.
Oh boy.
You see what I'm saying? New Age. So it's like this new kind of movement. You know what I mean? And it brings confusion because, as you said, and in that church there, there's a lot of Chinese, Japanese, everybody's in that church, right? New Age Temple.
New Age doctrine.
Yeah, New Age doctrine. That's what it is
after
basically.
money.
Yeah.
Where I work, you've got Korean churches, man. And it's basically just
You
Korean.
see?
And that's not to say that none of them are Israelites, but you know.
And to add to it, Salakio, that man, the pastor of that church, he was about 50-something years old. And I think about 55, he retired. So what kind of man is that retiring? Look at the Pastor Har. You see him retiring?
No, but he's making money, innit?
He make his money. He make his money out. That's what I'm saying. You know?
These pastors get
Try and live big and
Retired.
not the people that
This is John 14 you're talking about, Yahushua. This is John 14 and 5. It says, Thomas said unto him,
Deep.
Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Maybe.
No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
Yeah, so you don't know the way, man. You don't know the way. That's the thing, and that's the difference between us that get into the scriptures and these Christians that just call on Jesus. They know the destination, but they don't know the way.
Yes.
But they don't even know the distance.
But they don't know in
A
the
lot
air.
of them are thinking
Yeah,
it's
in the sky, yeah.
somewhere in the sky.
Yeah, yeah. They haven't.
Or if you're going the other way.
in the hell, yeah. No, you're right on that. So even, well, I would say they have a very foggy misunderstanding of the destination. You know, but either way, know it or not, they don't know the way, man. They don't know like the paths to get there. You know, read that again up.
This is John 14, and I'll just go to 6. It says, Yahweh saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh
Yeah.
unto the Father but by me.
Yeah, so Yahweh is the way, man. Okay? You know, them I talk about them father people. Father says, Father Yah.
Those Old Testament
Yeah,
kind of
the
Israelites.
Old Testament dudes, man. You know, I don't know, like, hey, man, I gotta be careful what the hell, like, sometimes I'll go to bed and I'll watch a brother's video, and then you fall asleep, and then you wake up halfway through the night, and some other shit is playing. Now, usually, the algorithm stays on brothers. So you may go from one brother to another channel, but lately, for the last 2 weeks, it's been putting me on some weird-ass debate boards, man.
Yeah, what you're gonna have to do is take it off on what is it, autoplay?
Probably, yeah, just some weirdo shit. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was on some Old Testament Yahweh church talking about praise Yahweh. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
And that's why they got so much views when you watch their videos, because when you watch the video, when you watch a video, you automatically are led to that video step.
Yeah.
So that's how they get you.
Yeah, you putting up their numbers. Yeah, but the thing was praise Yahweh. You know, and I woke up and I was like, what the fuck is
What's
this?
going on?
You know, and then I kept watching it for like 5 minutes, and no mention of the Messiah, no nothing. They're just there in some hall that they're making out like some synagogue, talking about, yeah, Yahweh, and Yahweh is the savior, and this and that, and it's like, what the fuck? But that's going in your head subconsciously.
Yes.
Yes. Especially when you're sleeping too.
Deep sleep, isn't it?
But I woke up, I realized something was wrong, man. Them vibrations were
Yeah, the vibrations.
waking me up, man. You know, so Yahweh is the way. What was he back in Isaiah, was it? Yeah, go on. Huh?
So I'll continue from where I left off. So it's Isaiah 41 and 13. If you want me to go jump in there.
Yeah.
It says, For I, the Lord thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel.
Let's get into some prophecy. They get like Revelation 1, Yahweh 2, 3, and all of that. Go on.
I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth.
End it off with that, right?
Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. Verse 16 says, Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and thou shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's alright. Let's go there. That's the point. We're gonna praise the Lord. Go on.
I got Revelation 18.
Yeah, go for it.
From the top, yeah?
Go for it.
Revelation 18, starting from the top, it says, And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Yeah.
And he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is falling, it is falling, and is become the inhabitation of devils.
Babylon the Great is talking of the landmass of America, right? And it's become the habitation of devils, all right? You got you know, you're a people before you're a place, man. You know, the predominant landmass where we serve the captivity, you know, Edomites are there in a large abundance, man. You know, that Babylon the Great is not talking of ancient Babylon. You know, it's talking of the landmass of America, Babylon the Great. It's in the spirit of Babylon. It's in the spirit of Egypt. It's in the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. The Hebrew word there, Babal, which literally means confusion. It's a mix of everything all in one. So that Babylon the Great is America, bro.
Yeah. Devils and hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Yeah, because America, at one point, see now, a couple of years ago, we could say America has the most influence, but now that paradigm shifted. Now we're in the part of prophecy where everyone is beginning to hate the whore.
Yeah.
You know, but for the longest time, America was the landmass of influence. That's why all the nations at one point had drunk of her wine.
Yeah, they used to run to it.
You go to China, used to have them small ass buildings with curved roofs. Now they got skyscrapers, man. You know, everything was about being America. I remember when what do you call it? BlackBerry was a thing. Everyone had a BlackBerry, but that was from America, man. You know, you go on the TV, you know, keeping up with the K's, Kardashians. Oh, my BlackBerry. Now all the girls wanted BlackBerries, man. You know, America was that place of influence. So they've drunk of the wine of Babylon, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Hateful bird. Now in 3, for all the nations have drunk of the wine and of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
That's the deals, man. The kings of the earth, that's your leaders, man. You know, NATO, the EU, you know, everything financially used to be done through the dollar. Now there's bigger tensions. You had Trump. He did a press conference the other day, and he was going, for the first time in history, the US dollar is now not being traded. That is a total shame.
Yep.
That would never happen under my administration. You know, come on, bro. You know, nobody gives a fuck about America anymore, man. You know, the kings of the earth, everything was traded in the US dollar. Now that's changing. Go on.
Of her fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich, though the abundance of her delicacies, through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive none of her plagues.
Now that's not talking about back to Africa or back to Israel, because that's people have made that a doctrine. You know, I was speaking to some family friends, bumped into them, some family friends in the week, earlier in the week. You know, they kind of know they're Israelites and stuff, but they're on that Father Yah stuff, right? Now, they were saying, yes, we need to leave. You know, I need to buy a plot of land in Gambia. And you got fucking Benjamites talking about...
That's what we was talking about.
They're going back to Gambia and buying a piece of land. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? You go over in Gambia, you guys get shot with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
You know? Niggas look at you and put some ancient Glock.
Yeah, man.
Like shoot you in the
They
head.
shoot and stay away, innit?
They're thinking that every country
shit,
on
man.
the continent of Africa is Israel.
Yeah, like, bro, you go Gambia and get fucked up. And
They're looking to come back now, some of them that I knew.
yeah,
They wanted me to try and get me to go over there, but
You might have meeting the wrong people.
now they, man. Now they want to come back, but
Because there was some kind of Israelite sect.
yeah.
And they went to Israel.
Oh,
And they were doing that, like they were doing a Passover, slaughtering the lamb and all of that.
yeah, I know you talk about this. This is a guy with dreads and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he goes, it's a good film he got off of Facebook, man. Yeah, I came across him on there, and his name was Hoshua Amriel, or something like that. You know, he was claiming, he's a bug out. He claims, right? That nigga claims that, through documentation, by the way, papers, he is a direct descendant of King David.
Wow.
And then he's got his wives and his kids, and he has actual meetings with the small hats, talking about if it's okay for him and his people, his community that he's trying to bring over there, to set up on the outskirts of
That's
Israel.
delusion.
That's what they're on the outside.
They're on the outskirts. You watch them videos, they're in the desert somewhere. You know, they're in the desert blowing the shofar.
Yeah, man.
with fucking tents and what's them travel torches? You know, like the old days, man, with the kerosene
Yeah,
lanterns, man. Talking about they're keeping the Passover and all of that. They're on the outskirts,
Yeah,
man.
man. Afar off.
They're on the outskirts with like 3G internet, trying to stream live, talking about they're going back to Israel. Bro, you're not even in the city. You're on the outskirts.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And then he withdrew the whole map, right? He withdrew the whole cartography map of Israel, and he's saying, no, the place that they're saying is the Wailing Wall. It's not it, which is true, by the way. That's a Roman garrison barrack remains, you know. And he goes, oh yeah, but it's over here. And then he was like a dirt path that a car flipping drove through maybe like a day ago. And he's like, you see, this is where David and his men rode through. So what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Like he just left.
Yeah, like he left like 2 days ago. He's bugged out, man.
And you got two nations
Oh,
in
shit,
there
man.
before you're even in.
Yeah. You got Ishmael and you got Amalek. You know? And then you on the outskirts, slaughtering some poor ass lamb. You know, talking about you keeping the Passover in some tent that you probably ordered from Amazon.
Yeah, man.
Talking.
Full of blemish.
Yeah. What are you talking
shit.
about? Like, what are you talking? He can't read.
See, that's why I didn't. Yeah, go bring it in.
Right, this is you talking about this is Jeremiah 51 and 7. It says Babylon.
Hey, my granddad's Ephraim, man. I think I'm Ephraim. I don't know. Go on, man.
Jeremiah
Oh,
51.
man, I'm trying to keep a serious face. I can't do it, man.
You got next day delivery. They went to Israel.
Yeah.
Hey, go on. Sorry, man. Sorry.
Oh shit.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 7.
Oh,
It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
yes.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
The nations have drunken of her wine. And that's that cheap shit, man. That vinegar shit.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
you buy bad wine, yeah, it goes straight to your head. It gives you a headache, man.
Yeah, man.
It makes your stomach feel funny. You want to vomit. You want to shit all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You got a stinking headache.
There's
got
no such thing as a
diarrhea.
hangover. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to get no hangover with them.
Good wine
wines.
ain't meant to make you. Oh,
You're supposed to be merry.
Yeah.
you know.
Medicine.
You know.
It's actually a medicine.
You wake up the next day thinking, man, I wish I was dead. You know, that cheap shit wine, because it's all processed wrong. It's not authentic. Well, that's what America has given the nations. They've drunk of the cup of Babylon.
And they're
man.
going to drink it double.
Yeah, because it looks nice. You know, the golden. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Package and presented the book.
Everything.
But then the content of what's actually in there, when you drink it down, it messes you up.
It does, man. It does.
That's what America's done. Go on, huh?
So verse 8 says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Yeah.
Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be, she may be healed.
You see?
It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and it lifteth up even to the skies.
And that's what these nations are realizing. America's a piece of shit. We need to come together. We need to go our own way. But how it's played out, now we're seeing the BRICS coalition. And you got a lot of countries trying to join the BRICS, man.
And you know what? They were drawing the dollar.
Drawing the dollar.
And each and every time they withdraw the dollar just goes down in valuation, and prices of goods skyrocket.
Yeah.
That's what you call inflation.
You're going to see what Esau's really about when they drop that dollar.
Oh,
When
yeah.
that dollar's finished. That's it.
Yeah.
It's over, man. But they've all come together conglomerate because they're realizing that the wine of America don't fuck their economies up. You know? Go on, man.
Verse 10 it says, the Lord have brought forth our righteousness.
Yeah.
Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord and the vengeance of his temple.
Yeah, the vengeance of his temple, which is the elect, man. Alright? They've actually dug over there in America and they've done scientific tests on it and they've realized that it's rich in human blood. So the vengeance of the temple of the Lord is very much in his heart, man. You know? So all the nations, they're now coming to understand that nah, America, man, that ain't it. But what it is the Lord putting the chess pieces in order, and they're basically it's all gonna culminate in these nations going against the whore. So at one point they were infatuated, they were drawn to the bright lights of the whore of America. Now they're detesting it.
It had a prestigious look to it.
Prestigious look, but now they're seeing it for what it really is. You know, it was a fraud all along. Okay.
And you know what else? You know when they're bringing out all this alphabet business.
Oh yeah.
The nations are looking at that laughing.
Yeah, and they're laughing.
To
Yeah.
them, it's such a priority,
Huh.
and they're thinking, what's going on with this place? They're
Yes,
losing it.
yes.
Like, they're losing the plot.
Yes.
So
Well, you know,
what
one
are they
guy
talking
was even
about?
saying, Salak, brother, one guy was even talking about, I don't know what part of Africa he's from, but he was like, man, like Russia came to help us with such and such military, support. They're coming with LGBT.
Yeah, I heard that,
LGBTQ, man. That's crazy. But that shows the decline of a society, man, or a rulership. An increase in games and an increase in sexual promiscuity. When you have those two things in abundance, hand in hand, best believe that kingdom's going down.
I got it here.
Yep.
Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
It's impossible, man. You got the people that's on the same team, as it were, having it in for each other, man. You know, so of course your kingdom can't stand. That's why we're seeing Babylon fall. That's why it said at the beginning of the verse, how is Babylon fallen? The great city, man. Everyone's standing afar from looking like, oh shit, this nation's falling and falling fast, falling quick, falling terribly. You know, it's become the laughing stock of the world, man.
And then you got this nigga Biden, he's got dementia, he's old,
Oh,
like he's
man.
getting ready to drop dead.
You don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy out there that there's more than one Biden out there.
Yeah, Biden.
That's another.
Wow.
Verse Jeremiah 51 and 13, it says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters,
Yeah.
abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness.
Yeah, that end is come.
End is come.
Like when the writing on the wall came, right? It said many tekel.
Oh, yeah.
You fasting.
Yeah.
And the interpretation thereof was thou hast been weighed in the balance and is found wanting, man. You know, America is next up. They've been weighed in the balance and you're found wanting. You know, you're found guilty.
You should get Job 14 and now.
Your time's done, bro. Read that verse again, Baba Kasha.
O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. You got a piece of
Yeah,
verse.
because it's that covetousness, man. All they want to do is just reap everything. There you have it. They're going over to these African nations.
Yes.
And trying to give them that bullshit, not forgetting that they're already in them nations, taking everything they can possibly take.
Yeah.
You know, and that's Edomites in general. The French have still got, there's still colonies. There's still French colonies out there in them islands, man.
Yeah.
To this day, you know, what they done to the Congolese, man.
Oh boy.
You know, so yeah, man, the levels of greed from Babylon or from Edomites, from the Edomite nation, you know, the rulers in general, is beyond belief, man.
That's what the scriptures speak about. If great gatherers came to thee, you know, that goes back to the law. You're meant to leave the outskirts of your fields. But Esau, he'll take,
Yes.
and then he'll get what he needs, and just for the sake of it, to violate you even more, he'll take all you got, man. He'll just violate your whole setup. That's why, man, in the kingdom, man, that's why Esau is gonna get kicked in the ass from morning till night.
Yeah.
The only day you're gonna get time off is on the Sabbath, man. For those 1,000 years Esau is gonna be in existence, he would appreciate the Sabbath day.
Yes.
He will.
And the new moon. He
That
would
he should have kept.
He would appreciate it, man.
But you know, though, on the flip side, it might be the worst thing.
Yeah, because then,
That
That's
brief
heavy.
moment, that brief moment of respite,
Yeah.
he knows that his ass kicked.
Yeah.
The next day. That's what I mean, yeah.
They be watching the
That's-
sun
yeah,
go
that's-
down.
That's stress, man. He's gonna
Yeah.
get stressed.
Yeah, you're watching the sun go down. And then sunset comes, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then we gonna know, because we're gonna have it perfect, man. You know, we're gonna know exactly when the sun goes down. Yep, the Sabbath is done. Where's my sword? You know?
Where's that little strap?
Yeah, where's
yeah.
that whip,
With
man?
the spikes on it.
Yeah.
All the guys I'm telling, on your mouth.
Yeah, man.
They're waiting for the sun to go down, man.
Yeah. Now let me ask a question, right? on the Sabbath day, does the demons take a break? No. You can get demons come to you on the Sabbath day, man.
They might even heighten up on the
Yeah, Sabbath day, the demons may plague their minds.
I'm going to prove to you that they're going to have a break because they're going to torment their mind
Yeah.
that Sabbath's going to end.
That's
they're tormenting their mind.
That's the mind.
Get ready, you know, because the
ready.
Sabbath's and you're going to start panicking.
Yeah, man. The sun goes down and that's it.
Yes, it, man.
Yeah.
Reminding him, Satan, man.
Yeah, man. Esau's gonna get messed up, man. Because look, we're going through it, man. You did a lot of shit, man.
And he did too much.
You did a lot of shit.
It's
man.
too much, man.
You know, just play your tennis. You know, play your golf. You know, do your job. Go home. Fuck your wife. Have a couple of kids. You know, do what you want to do. By the end of the day, when your house shot comes back, man, you're done. You're done, man.
Boy,
And that ass whooping is going to be historic.
Oh, man.
Do what you want to do, man. Go on, man. You got more than that?
I'll read on this sheet. Verse 14 says, the Lord of hosts hath sworn
Yeah.
by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with
You're
caterpillars,
looking for your cow to come in.
Yeah, 'cause I spoke to him on the phone.
and they shall lift up a shout against thee.
He's alright,
Done.
Go on.
He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. I think there's more going down there.
But that's the type of, you know, if you can find it, but that's the type of God you're dealing with.
Yes.
The creator of the universe. You think you're going to hurt the apple of his eye and then just walk off into the sunset. It's not happening. It's not. Go.
Yeah, quick one.
Job,
It's a
yeah.
quick one. Job chapters 14 and 5 says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, so that's the heavenly confirmation. Because on planet Earth, it's just like this guy's taking a piss, man. You know, if you check it, Esau, he's surprised himself. He knows he should be out of power, but he's kind of walking around with the spirit of, oh, whoa, I guess, okay, I guess I'm still here. I'm, you know, that song, I'm still standing. He thinks he's still standing, man. But the scripture says that thy days are determined. So the time's coming when it's all gonna end for you, Esau. Go on, now, keep reading.
Yeah, so back to Revelation 18, 5.
Yeah.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, so your sins, Esau, has reached unto heaven. All right, being spearheaded by Babylon the Great, America, man. All right, it's reached onto the heavenly courts, man. That's why there's all kind of chariot sightings. You know, what do you think the chariots are doing? Yeah, you're getting scared by seeing them. Yeah, your military's hiding classified information when you see them. But what are they there to do? They're getting footage, man.
Yep.
You know, you want to be recording people and sending fines through the post. We saw you turn left. You shouldn't have done that. That's a fine. Okay, well, the Lord sees what you're doing. And the angels are recording your asses.
Scorpio.
And you go back up, yeah, that's the right word, Scorpio, to scope from a distance, man. And the angels go back up to the spirit realm, and up the ranks, they play it out, man. Yeah, that's what's going on.
So while we're being watched by them, the Lord's watching them.
They're getting watched, man. They're getting watched, man. You know? And the Most High, oh yeah? Okay. Well, it's about time. You hit that quota, and it's game over, man.
And yeah, 'cause you were talking about the chariots before, and now you're getting these videos where you're seeing the big ones now, the clouds, man, and the lightning's going around and everything. So they're really showing themselves and showing the power, man, showing their power.
Yeah.
And it's the humans that are seeing these more, and that's to put the
They
fear
see
on
more
them.
than us at the moment. They've seen more than us, yeah.
They see more than us.
Getting scared.
Yes, sir.
Go on.
I got some more. So, look.
Finish on that. Keep
Alright,
going.
yeah. Alright, Revelation 18 and 6, I'll read that one again. 6 says, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled thee to her double.
Yeah, so you're gonna get double, man. You're gonna get double, and I mean, we can't even conceive what double is, man. Like, all that you're gonna get messed up, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Receive to them double, man. Keep going.
7 of Revelation 18. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much So much torment and sorrow give her.
Yeah, you've lived deliciously, man. America's that place where it's like man, you can just get what you. If you're an Edomite, you know, it just works out for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Even over here, like the elder was saying earlier, man, the color of your skin, you got a little degree, you put on the suit and the tie.
Yeah, and the voice.
And the voice. Oh yeah, my sleeve is
Yeah,
immaculate.
yeah.
Hey,
I hate it.
it's like straight Eddie Murphy done a joke
Yeah.
about this,
Yeah.
and he dressed up like an Edomite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And he
back
went
in the
out-
80s.
Yeah, and he was
Saw
getting
that.
walking into the bank, getting loans, like just like
Oh.
it was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, the manager's saying, oh, he said, I'll take on these. He said, oh, you got no credit, you got nothing, you got nothing to back it. Don't worry, here's this amount of money, and you know, pay us back when you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you don't even have to pay us back at all. That's how. But obviously, he was what's the word? It was satire. But it was making the point that then the Edomites move different from us.
They got it free, man. Like everything's like handed down to them.
Yeah. And a woman was telling me when I was in the Jehovah's Witness thing, she I believe she was a Jacob. Me and her kind of spoke and we kind of vibed, but she was telling me she went to Dubai as a Edomite, but she's got that look about her, but she kind of versatile. And she was over there and she said she had that privilege, that white privilege.
Wait of a
In-
time,
yeah, nice time. Where Dubai, you know, that's where Ishmael them,
Yeah.
the prominently Ishmael people them. But you know, how they're portrayed and it's cheap there. She said, she said it was easy over there, man. It's nice over there. Dubai, Edomite, like Edomite, but you know, but yeah, man.
The scriptures say
White
that they're
privilege.
they're not in trouble as
As
other
oh,
Right, that's a good.
yeah, it's a
It,
heavy
it
one.
just works out for them. Wherever they go, it just works out, man. You know, and then they'll talk to you, these fucking Edomites. They'll talk to you, and then it'll be like to them it's so absurd, it's so
Yeah.
far off that you can live a life of trouble. Really? That happens to you?
Yeah.
No, but with me, I just went into the bank and they said, yeah. Well, we're not the same.
Well, you know what? Hey, bro, I'll tell you what. Since you said that, get on Ecclesiastes 3
Yeah.
and verse. Man, I think it's in verse 18.
That's why it never fucking worked out, because we're not the same, man.
And you've got these crews nowadays trying to jump on the Esau's, you know, get on Esau's batty,
Yeah.
so to speak. And, you know, they're talking about how, you know, they're the ones that want to cancel that critical race theory, saying that you shouldn't be teaching our children that, you know, basically these Edomites are holding them back, when it's the truth. You know, and there's another script that was to say, why trimmest thou
Yeah, he's
ways
to please, to seek
love, man.
Seek love.
So that's what they're doing, because they're just having to go along under Esau. So no matter how much you get on you know, by his side, you're never going to be above him,
No,
and you're never going to be even at his level.
never.
Not on this side of
Yeah,
things.
keep it a distance.
And like the brother said, man, they don't understand that we can't do the same things because they lack empathy in the first place. Because all they care about is what they know about themselves. They don't know anything about anybody else. And we're supposed to know everything about what they're doing. You know, we're supposed to learn everything about them. That's why when you grow up in their schools and that, they don't teach you anything. They don't teach them anything about anybody else. We all have to learn about them.
Yeah.
That's why the scripture said, do not follow the multitude to do evil.
Fuck it.
You see?
Fuck it.
This is a good formation.
Jump to hold what Ariel was holding. Revelation 18, verse 7. Yeah, the whole world is based around Esau, man. You gotta
Yeah.
learn his ways, and then he'll steal stuff from you. He'll steal stuff from you, and then take it and say that he made it. You go up in school. Yeah, I used to have this guy, his friend, some Greek dude, Cypriot dude, yeah, and he was like, oh yeah, mathematics, it came from Pythagoras. He was Greek. Are you crazy, bro? Are you crazy, man? All these things that do make sense and are of value, he'll like steal it, but then, it's stolen and take the credit for it.
Maths is as old as time. Man.
It's
But
as old as time.
They want to grasp onto one of their Edomite empires.
Pythagoras, Greek.
And lay it on them as if like there was no mathematics before that, no
Yeah.
science.
Yeah, that was stupid, man. Like, just trying to, come on, man. And them Greeks, yeah, like, when you check the history, I mean, they had a kingdom and everything, but some of their tactics, man, you know that when you get into warfare, some of their ideas were a bit shaky, man. You know, you had Jake's up in there. You know, the 300, all of that. You know, that makes sense. You know, faith and all. But then when you check other history that's not really spoken about, Too Tough is out there. You start looking at that, man. That's the fucking Edomite, man. Jake ain't gonna do no war tactics like that, man. You know, they built a wooden horse, and then the soldiers jumped in the wooden horse and then sneaky. Bro, come on, man.
And just to add to what you were saying before, some time ago, you said that like their world is basically far off from our world, right?
Yeah.
I just want him to bring this out.
Okay.
This is really the point here.
You see Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. It says, and moreover I saw under the sun the place it made me laugh. The place of judgment that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness that iniquity was there.
Yeah, because Christians like to say to you, or which is what we were taught as well, that there's a place under the earth as hell. So what this is saying is that it's the earth, which is the place of judgment. So in the place of judgment, what you have is you have a people that's in hell. And that's us because of our sins, of course. So while we're in hell, simultaneously, they're living in a different dimension.
Yeah.
They're living in a heavenly estate. So when they come see you, it's like a far off. Like, how you going through what you're going through? Yeah. And it seems like my life is pretty well set.
Yeah. You can't even talking about Babylon. You can't even if you're trying to sell your house and you're a Jake in certain areas, you know, decent affluent areas. You have to. I watched this thing, and these people, these Jakes had to pretend that they were it was the owners of the house were Edomites, so they had to remove all the pictures, anything that was deemed to be of our culture, like maybe you know, of our culture, you know, pictures, African mold sculptures and all that, because they had to get rid of them. Then they had to get like Edomite mediators to deal with the estate agents, man. So they because they would literally knocking off, you know, tens of thousands of dollars of the property's price just because it's Jake's.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And that's the truth too, because when they say when a Jake goes in the neighborhood, the valuation of that real estate goes down. That area goes down, something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it is crazy, but to them it's not crazy.
Yeah. It's just bog standard information. They're right to know. That's why you ain't gonna have no fucking houses in the kingdom.
That's just
You're gonna be in the pits, man.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
That's a dude, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's what I said to you. Remember I said it too?
Yeah.
Both sides. Look at the arse.
It makes sense to show no matter what you do, you're not fooling anyone. Right? All they're doing is fooling themselves.
That's all they're doing.
Man.
But you know what though? At the same time, because we kind of get lost and we take it personal. It's just demons, man. Demons.
Revelation 18 and 7 says, how much have she glorified herself
You see it?
and lived deliciously?
Yeah, deliciously, man.
Lick
Like
those
you said,
fingers.
everywhere you go, everywhere they go, every business venture they have, it just works out, man. You know, it just works out for them, man. But then you have to also remember, because it's their kingdom, Satan's on their side.
Yeah.
So like, even day-to-day things, they could have a small inconvenience and it gets fixed straight away.
Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, I was driving the car and the tire pops, and then the same day is fixed, or you know, any little thing, it just works out for them. But it's fine because in the kingdom, it's gonna work out perfectly for us. You know.
And when you think about it too, like when you think about that kind of way of life, you can't really fathom. We can't fathom it
We
because
can't fathom it.
all we've ever lived is a life where everything goes wrong. So it's like you can't, even if you wanted to step in their world, you can't.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
and vice versa.
So like,
Go,
sometimes
go.
I like to, you know, throw a little bet around here and there, you know, a little wager on
Yeah.
some sports with the race or
Yeah.
whatever. But I hear, you know, then these Edomites are talking at work and they're like playing the roulettes and they're winning £1,000 there, £500. I think to myself, that's not, you know, that's not, I'm not in that realm.
Yeah.
They even have what you would call fortune.
Yeah.
Like, or what they would call luck,
Yeah.
you know?
The demons on their side.
Yeah.
They place a bet, you know, cost a lot, £500, you know, £1,000, it just works out for them, man.
Or they could be behind a tree and the apple just falls.
Before, you know.
Or oranges.
Yeah, so it says, I would start from the top. It says, how much have she glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord, is the Lord power who judgeth her.
Yeah, she shall be utterly burned with fire. That's the nukes. You know, that's the nukes, and that's also the laser beams from the chariots, man. So all your sightings are classified green men from Mars. Those green men from Mars, you gotta find out that that's Yahweh and the angels, man. Okay, and they're gonna burn you up, man. Utterly burnt with fire, man. Go on.
Oh, and just to say this as well, I saw some video and this guy was talking about, you know, the what they call the extraterrestrials and the chariots, right? But he was trying to say that they're trying to get information, like technological information, out of us, like the technology that's on this earth is better than the Most High. Whatever that they have here, it's of the Most High anyway.
You're deluded, man. That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous, man. Your flight path, right? You have to obey the laws of the air, man.
They can't even escape the Van Allen.
You can't even do that, man. You know, all kind of plane crashes. You know, the black box in the cockpit. You know, what happened? It's gone. It's gone.
Or even the Lord controls the wind.
The winds,
they
man.
want to give you an idea that they can compete with.
Bro, you know what can really fuck up airplanes, man? I into aviation. Clouds itself.
Okay.
Clouds itself, man. You go on the floor, right?
Yeah,
you go Heathrow, Gatwick. You know. I got one more joke. You go Heathrow, Gatwick, yeah. You know, you put the passport in. You know, you go to your gate. I'm gate 15. You know, the little children there. You know, the mum, the dad, summer holidays, everyone's happy. You know, you get on the airplane, you're looking happy because it's a big airplane on the ground. 747, you know, A320, A380. You know, you got the pilots there, you got the air hostess, welcome aboard. It's big on the ground, but a big airplane is small in the sky. You have to understand, man. Like them airplanes, they be bouncing around, man. You know, turbulence.
I was going to say the turbulence.
Turbulence. So hold on, you mean to tell me a piece of wind can have such a big aircraft bouncing around like it's a piece of fluff? How much more chariots, man? How much more laser beams, man? On your fighter jets, man.
I think it was last year, brother, to cut here. I did a video about turbulence.
Yeah.
The people's on the plane,
Yeah,
they were screaming.
Yeah,
and then and I saw one man take out the Quran. And they were like,
All that bullshit, yeah.
all of that, man.
Yeah.
And it was a genuine scene.
Genuine, yeah.
Genuine.
Turbulence, man, you can fall 100 feet at a time.
Scary, man.
The scriptures speak about the Lord, right? The heavens, man. You know, the sky is the firmament. You know, that's a part of the heavens, man. That's actually a body of water up there. You know, you thinking the pilots, they got it. They got it, man. Sometimes they're shaking in their boot. What do we do? You know? People think the planet Earth is a joke, man. You go up in an airplane, your ass gets humbled, man.
And them chariots, man, and Ezekiel talks about how they move. When the angels move, the chariots move. So it's like spiritual, man. It's a spiritual thing. You know, just like they're moving it with the spirit.
Yeah.
So imagine it, like if you could move things with your, like just looking.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could just move things just by looking in another direction. It's like that. Yeah. So imagine the maneuverability, them chariots.
And there's no such thing as a chariot landing.
Or
crashing or landing. Right?
No, they use it with, I think they control it with, well, I don't think, they control it with their mind. Yeah. Telepathy.
Well, they showed that in the Avatar. I went to, it was kind of shit, but I went to watch that, the latest one they did, right? And there was like, basically a chariot they had, right? And like the chariot was alive. And it's like they had cords, I think. And the cords would just wrap itself around the people's arms. And when they sat in the chair, once they attached their spirit to the chariot, they could just control it, man. The Avatar.
It was that one with the
yeah. Remember, they just sat in it, and
they
the
plugged
thing
the
just
tail, you know, for whatever.
They plugged it,
tail to tail. type thing.
and then it just wrapped around them.
was it
Connection.
tail? Was it the tail? Was it the?
That's the part one, though.
No, the first one was the one with the horses. I think not the eagles.
It's that
yeah,
one,
They
yeah. But then
attached it,
there's
yeah.
one in the latest one with the actual ship.
Okay, it was ship.
It just ties around them, and then they start.
It's all spiritual.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Them things represent Jake's anyway.
Jake, man, yeah,
Ah.
Avatar, man, yeah.
You see, brother?
They
But that's the
represent
point,
Jake.
man. So you're way above. You're way fighting. You know, way above your league, man. You're your zone, man. Trying to fight the Lord. Keep reading up.
Verse 9 it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication
Yeah.
and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Yeah.
Stand afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
In 1 hour, man. In 1 hour, 60 minutes. Okay? 60 minutes, man. 1 hour. When your Hawashai comes, that's like, you know I'm going with this, Elder. The equalizer, man.
Yep.
As soon as he went up in, you remember you was talking about these high-end Edomites. I think Ariel was talking about it in them apartment blocks. No, they were doing, they were doing coke with the girl. You know, when he went up in there, you know, and he set the watch. He set the watch, man. You know, to see how long it would take him to fuck their shit up. You know, and he gets the last guy that was kind of soft. He gets her 2 fingers. His 2 fingers. He goes, do you think she felt pain? You know, and he was like, yes. And he's like,
He
cracked his fingers, man. And he goes, you better give me a 5-star rating. You know, so it's like, bro, 60 minutes, man. When your Hawashai comes back, that's it.
Like he went up in that place and he said 23 1,000.
Yeah.
24 1,000.
Yeah.
25.
They show you that in the Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
Because they maneuver, yeah.
Yeah.
You can remember what's his name talking about like his chest.
Yeah.
And like, say if they've all maneuvered in the same spot and they all do it at the same time, you know, it's not going to take long, is it?
Won't take long, man. 1 hour, man. Come on, man. You got, and then they always show you. I was watching this. I just finished it. The Night Agent, Netflix. It's kind of decent, man. Shows you about like these inner governmental workings and secret programs and stuff.
Yeah, that's
You know, it's kind of good. I finished that early hours this
guy
morning.
on the phone, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, this clearance, that clearance. You know, the president, Madam President, we need to protect you. You know, when the ships come back, man, they're gonna be running around. All cameras, TV stations go be pointed to the sky. You know,
And the president ain't gonna be able to protect shit.
president.
He's probably gonna have to protect his own self.
Yeah. And I feel like what's his name? Trump is gonna come back, man.
Well, he's going to talk a good. Whoever president at the time is going to talk a good game, man. You know, they like to give out their speeches and that.
Humanity, we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
been
yeah.
preparing for this. This is not a test.
So like, what's it?
Well, actually, you know, I have to say this, brother, because didn't Trump declare that he has a space force, right?
Yeah. But then they was doing that back in the 80s. They was talking about that. wasn't they?
Project Blue Beam.
But then Trump's now really talking that up. What was I trying to think of?
Sorry, bro. I just had to say that, brother.
What's that one? Is it 7 Ezra 13?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
that's that spirit. Whoever's the president, they're gonna talk that game. They're gonna try and go to war, and we're gonna, you know, like in Independence Day, the president's talking about not going gently into the night and all that. Well, yeah, gonna have a choice.
Yeah.
Man.
Despite our differences as nations, we all have to come together as humanity.
Yeah, now everybody, can we all get along?
It doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, a Christian.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Now they want to
No,
join
no,
forces. Fuck that shit, man.
You know.
When they're beating Kunti Kinti, nobody's there to help people.
Muslim, Sikh, Christian,
Christian.
black, white, Baptist. We all need to.
But a lot of them top elites, they're gonna know what's happening. They're gonna know that it's time.
No, whilst they're giving humanity the speeches,
Yeah,
they're gonna be running into the bunkers,
That's
man.
it. That's it. Or they gonna be saying it in the bunkers.
Yeah. You know. Go on, man.
Verse 11 it says,
You
and the
know.
merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her.
We've gone to the moon, which was a lie, and nobody attacked us. They're now in our playing field. We will defeat them.
That's the sort of
All
shit.
kind of shit like that.
And you know what? A lot of them Babylonians are gonna be believing all of that.
Yes, they are.
Because they firmly believe in the power of that place. They cannot
Well,
see it
in the
fall.
movie, remember they were standing on top of the buildings, like on the rooftops
yeah,
with
yeah.
the cards. You know,
Thinking it was fun and games.
fun and games. The government's gonna make the people think, no, we got this. Yeah, let's go for
Hey,
it.
but I'm going to confess up to you, brothers, though. I'll be honest with you. Before, Lord willing, Lord got me to this truth here, called me. I confess, brothers, I used to believe all that shit. Right? It's, you know, coming to the truth, it makes you open up it.
What do you mean, like the humanity?
Humanity bullshit and all that.
Oh, you would.
I used to believe in all that kind
You
of
want
stuff,
to
you know what I
believe
mean?
that.
Of
You want
course.
to believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There's nothing strange about it.
Yeah. Everyone believes.
There's plenty of strange things that we believed in.
We still believed in, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same. and all
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
man. We all bleed red. All that crap, man. Yeah,
I've heard that saying so many times, man. That's just clear.
everyone believes that shit, man.
Come on.
Go on, man. Finish on this.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Money.
It says, the merchandise of gold and silver, and precious stones, and of pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from you. So that's basically they've gathered a lot of riches in.
Yeah, come on, man.
And it says, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
Where's the scripture, O virgin daughter of Babylon? Someone try and pull that. Keep going.
The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing,
Yep.
and saying, Alas, alas, that great city, which was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
Verse 3.
Carry on.
Yeah, that's not talking about. We had someone that broke it down, corrected by Apostle Paul. It's not talking about the EU and bringing in trades and ships. It's not literal.
No, that has nothing to do.
Nothing to do with that. What's the case go?
Verse 19, it says, And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate.
In 1 hour she's made desolate. So all the riches you had, all the security you had, you know, the backup bank accounts, the backup for the backup, the insurance for the insurance companies, all of that, man, is done. In 1 hour, man. Go on.
Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone,
Yep.
and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down.
You're thus with violence, man. You know? And that's why, read the bit, it's a great millstone. Because the apostles tell us, man, you know, they never put the name up there. They didn't call themselves that. Brothers just started calling them the great millstone. But it's all spiritual, man.
Yeah, I remember years ago they used to call themselves the end of the world prophets.
End of the
Something
world.
to
Oh,
that
yeah.
effect.
Yeah, because when Ellis Pastor used to do these videos, sit downs,
Yeah, the
he had
blue,
that
yeah,
sign.
end of the world,
Yeah,
yeah.
that little thing behind
I
it.
remember that.
You remember those days?
Yeah. With the mic.
With the mic, yeah, right. And Elder Pastor Gabar, he's sitting in the corner.
Computer guy.
On the,
yeah,
by the
man,
computer.
yeah.
Yeah, and then, oh, that is fun. That is fun, man. Yeah,
Then you had Apostle Ricard and that
Yeah,
show
yeah,
from,
yeah, yes.
and then Apostle
Yes.
Tahar and
Oh,
next to
brother.
Apostle Round Level.
Yeah,
now.
man.
Them good days, man. You get them 3-hour breakdowns, man.
Yeah,
Like, everything was just, yeah.
But you had to like look for the video manually. So
Yeah,
if they
like,
did a
yeah.
part 1, you'd have to type in exact part 2.
Part 2, part 3, part 4.
Yep.
You know? Yeah.
That was years ago.
Yeah, so Revelation 18 and 21, it says, And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
Now that's why they see us as a threat, man. We're not coming out here violently, but the spirit of what we're doing is a violent takeover. It's rigorous. You know, to have so-called black men, Hispanic men, Native American, Indian men, or wherever we've been scattered in the other nations, but Israelites come and do what we're doing, that's perceived as violence, man. Oh dear God, how upset, how insane. They said they are the Jews.
Yeah, that's about exposure.
Yeah,
It's exposure.
anti-Sem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the spirit of what we're doing. We ain't doing anything violent, man. But the vibrations of what we're putting out there is violently disturbing your waters, man.
Yeah.
Like if you have peaceful water and you throw a stone in it, you disrupt the peaceful waters.
Yeah.
This is the great millstone that's disrupting your setup, Esau. So now you're confused and you're worried and you're scared and you're backed up because you're thinking, oh shit, we're being exposed.
Yes.
Well, you are being exposed by the great millstone, which is the Hebrew Israelites, man.
And you know what, too? You better believe it, man. Like, these elites, they always kind of knew that one day would come. That we would wake up to this truth. You know, that the Israelites would come back and find who they are, and their end would come.
And that's why we have to fear the Lord, because the Lord is plaguing them.
Yeah.
They must be plagued in their mind to know that this day is going to come.
Yeah, but check this out, too. On the flip side, another part of their brain is like, well, these niggas will never wake up.
Oh,
so you
that's
have that
powerful.
part of that side working and the other side working at the same time. Yes, so they think that because Jake is in a docile state of mind, they think, oh well, you know, awakening is only, but but
it's like I was going to say, because it's a remnant, man.
Yeah, it's a remnant. Yeah,
so it's not the majority of our people are going to have to be put to death.
Yeah, but but then at the same time, it's still scary because it's like we've been saying this for a long time and we've never let go. Like, okay, it could have been like once a couple of months we would have been out here teaching, a couple of years, and then put everything aside. But we said, no, we're going to hold on to it. So it's still scary. Go on, bro.
That's a good point, Elgo.
There's three more verses. Verse 22, and it says, and the voice of the harpers and musicians, pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee.
So all your bullshit's gonna get put down, all your mirth, all your nonsense, it's done. Go on.
And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Yeah, that's your economy going down. The millstone represents work. Alright, where's that in? Is it Ecclesiastes 12:3? The days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Get that, Baba Kashan. Ecclesiastes 12:3. Yeah, read that verse again.
Verse Revelation 18:22, and the voice of the harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee.
Yeah, that's your recruitment firms. You know, come on, get a job. You know, let's make America great again. You know, the fun, the opportunities of the new world. You know,
American dream.
The American dream, essentially. You know,
just to believe it, you gotta be asleep.
Yep. That's yeah. Deep. You know, that's your pipers. You know?
It says, and the sound of a millstone shall be no more at all, shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Yeah, because your economies are flopping, and that's what we're seeing right now of America.
Wow.
The decline. Read that.
Yes. Ecclesiastes 12, 12 verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Where's the keepers of the house? Your economists. That's what the word economics comes from, the Greek word oikonomia. Household management. Household management, or managers of the house. Alright? So your economists going all the way back up to really your ruling elite 13 families, your banking elite, yeah, they are trembling, man. That's what we're saying. They ain't really having fun.
Nope, they're not having a good time.
When you check them, how can they have fun when they know they're going down? They ain't having fun, man. The scriptures let us know that they're trembling, bro.
And to solidify, they see us in this.
Yeah, they see us, man. You know, I can't believe it. You know, how do they know they are the Jews?
Yeah, they speak in that German.
Yeah, that German, Yiddish, you know.
See, going back to that strong delusion.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3. In that day The day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves,
Yep.
and the grinders cease, because they are few.
This is your workforce. That's why 2 weeks ago it came out that the UK is steadily heading into a recession. We've had 2 consecutive quarters of GDP at 0.3%. If the GDP, which is the gross domestic product, which is pretty much the gross output of an economy and its workforce, if that remains the same for 2 consecutive financial sectors,
Right.
that means there's no growth.
Wow.
So the UK economy is
That's a
not
sign.
growing, man.
That's a sign.
So there's only 2 things that can happen. It stays stagnant, but it's like an aeroplane. If you cut the engines, it may stay there for about a minute or 2,
Glide.
and it will glide, and it gets to a point where the gravitational pull is too heavy, and it crashes into the ground. So we've got about maybe, I don't know, a couple of months of just staying here, but then guess what? After that 0.3% and no growth, everything's gonna go up. That's what they're talking about. I mentioned it was out with the elder. The Bank of England released a statement,
Interest rates.
which they had to kind of retract because it came across too harsh. UK citizens need to accept they're poorer.
Wow.
What the fuck do you mean need to accept?
That's
Yeah, man.
that's as clear as you gonna get.
Take it or leave it, boy.
The Bank of England released that statement.
It wasn't just any. Wasn't just any bank. It was the
Bank of England.
Yeah.
They set the interest rates. They're the real regulators of what's going on. We have to understand that America is the military side and the influencers.
The UK.
Rome and the Vatican is the spiritual sorcerer side of the beast. All right, and the UK is the financial hub
Yeah.
of the beast. So if the financial center
which
is
is central.
saying that just accept it, then what
Yeah,
the
man,
fuck?
that's it, man. That means, yeah.
That means it's over and out.
You're done. Accept it, man.
That's what they want anyway.
Yeah, it's what they
They
wear.
don't want to bring in
The
the
CBDC. It's all a setup anyway, man. It's a layup for the CBDC,
Aye.
which will be another layup for the what do you call it?
The MOT.
The MOTB, man.
Yeah, man.
The CB. What is it? The CBDCs to the
MOTB,
MOTBs.
man. You know.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't want to make this into a joke, but we're gonna laugh. We're gonna have the last laugh. Lord willing. This is Donna Summer. Enough is enough. Is enough.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
can't go on.
Remember that?
Remember that? I
That's
can't
an
go
old
on
joint.
no further. Enough is enough.
You can't go no further. You
Yeah,
still
man.
can't go no further, man.
Can't go no further.
Hey, you gotta have fun with this thing sometimes, like the
Yeah,
elder
man,
apostle
it's true,
says.
man,
As the
it's
scripture says, with stammering lips,
Yeah,
should we
yeah,
speak
yeah.
to these
Because
people?
he's appointed his bounds. As it goes, he appointed his bounds.
They
Can
getting
I
out
go
power.
on?
That's the brother Ari already out earlier.
Done, man. Go on, man.
Right, last 2 says, Revelation 8:18 and 23 says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee,
Yeah.
and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be
So like,
heard.
hold on, read that again, bro.
Yeah,
you
that's what
finish
I
on
said.
this,
Yeah.
finish on this.
Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3. Again, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few.
Yeah, that's your workforce. Now people can't get jobs, man. You know, here it is. People are 16 and 18 leaving school.
Yeah.
They apply for a job, or they go to university, they get the degree. Now they're 21, 22 years old. They apply for a job at an entry level, and at the interview, the interviewee saying, what's your experience? How the fuck can I have experience at age 21 when I left school at 16? I went to university. And then when I finished university, I'm here now applying, and you're asking me for job experience. Give me an opportunity. The reason why they're asking for experience is because number 1, jobs are scarce, and number 2, whoever they end up employing, they want to make sure that it's worth their money, because financially things are tight. So the grinders are seizing, man.
And you know what too? A lot of these jobs can't really afford to uphold
Yeah.
these jobs anyway.
Yeah, they're employees, man. They can't, man.
That's
Everyone's
right.
going bust.
So that's why some jobs they have zero contract.
Yeah, zero contract.
Zero
yeah,
contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Because at any point they don't know if they can keep you
keep
on.
you on, they just get rid of you.
So that's the laborers being few, because the job opportunities are few. Economies are shrinking, man.
Good.
You know, go on.
And those that look out,
No.
and those that look out of the windows,
That's what you saying. My bad.
be darkened.
Yeah, people just, you know, things are getting dim, man.
Yeah, man.
Things are getting. That's why you watch these. You look at these. You know, you read these articles and stuff. They'll have like a picture of Big Ben and it's all rainy and shit. And it's a finance because things are looking real dim out here, man. The lights are turning off in this society, man.
And as well as there's no future.
There's no future, man. You know, and they know it. That's why we read it in 2 Ezra 6 and 9. East was the end of the world, man. Done for you, but Jacob's the beginning of it.
And just to mention what you just said too about the youth, they're saying that the youth are like you know, having suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
But that's kind of symbolic
From
because
very young.
Yeah, from very young. But that's symbolic because when you think about the youth, they represent the future.
Yeah.
The youth is the future.
Yeah.
So if the youth are having these ill thoughts against themselves because there's not a plethora of opportunities,
There's no
and
future.
that's saying that there's no future.
Well, dude, today we had hell getting here
Yeah.
because somebody decided
Talk themselves.
to go on the tracks, man.
Was they successful?
I don't know. I just got the update on the.
It's
on
hard
the
not. So like, I say it's hard not to be.
yeah,
Really.
Even the light had to chime in on that.
yeah, that to turn on.
That's spiritual.
But if people are turning themselves off, deleting themselves off the planet Earth, it's because there was no hope.
Yeah.
They were finished. They were, fuck it, man. I don't want to be here no more.
What's the purpose?
What's the purpose, man? Finish on the last few.
Yeah, so it says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Yep.
For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that was slain upon the earth.
Yeah, man, that's what we said it, man. America's got a lot of bloodshed on
Right.
their hands, man.
Yes.
By their sorceries. They actually, a lot of these deals they do is witchcraft, man.
Yeah.
You know, you see, man, don't want to make it in this world, man. The business suits, you know, would you like a cup of coffee and all of that stuff. They be really working witchcraft on these people, man. These nations. You know, yeah, do business with us. Yeah, you know, do it in the dollar. That's all witchcraft. But, you know, all praises be to the Lord, America's been exposed. They've been exposed, and you're going to have to pay for the blood of the prophets and the saints.
Yeah, the blood that you shed.
You know, the transatlantic slave trade, man. You know, all the heinous things you did to Israelites, man. Okay? The scripture speaks about, Judah and Ephraim being oppressed together.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you can't forget the northern kingdom, what he did to them.
Yep.
Gad, Reuben, you
They
know,
did a whole lot to the northern kingdom.
reservations, you know, biological warfare, you know, disease blanket, all kind. The list goes on and on and on and on, man. So you're gonna have to pay according to biblical prophecy, man. All right, last one. Get Isaiah 34:16. We'll close out on that. And how can we tell you this? Because that's what they're upset about, and they're really worried about is, well, how do these niggas know? Yeah, we know through biblical prophecy.
And it's because we're divinely inspired.
Divinely inspired, man. You gotta go up there and have your summits and your meetings, and write down your agendas. You know, this is of the Lord, man.
Yep.
How do we know? Well, we know because Yahweh Shem Shai wants us to know.
But you know it's heavy though, right? Heavy is they can be satanically inspired.
Yeah,
They can't
we
be
can't be
divinely
divinely
inspired.
inspired.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, when you do your sacrifices, you know, babies go missing, you know, and you know, apparitions of demons are in the round table and you're all holding hands, because that happens, you know, and you're doing them stuff. It's okay for that to work, but then we're so mad and bugged out when we believe in the Lord, man, with a righteous vibration. You're crazy, man.
That means they don't understand balance,
They don't
duality.
understand balance, man. They don't. They never will. Because their heart is fully setting them to do wicked. They ain't got no righteousness in them. So they're the most unbalanced, uncalibrated individual going, man. You know?
And to make matters worse, they don't even care that they're being
Yeah.
exposed.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even care.
Yeah.
But they used to care.
They used to care, but they don't. Yeah.
They don't care because they're being exposed too
They're being
much.
exposed too much.
Yeah.
Let's get away. Look when they exposed them. They had their island with all the celebrities
Oh, yeah.
go to the island
Epstein,
to
yeah.
Epstein. You know, all this exposure. That's
Yeah.
exposure too.
Well, they don't like when they're not in control of the narrative.
Yeah.
That's what it's.
Yeah, when they lose control of the narrative, that's when they'll start taking guns out. You know, okay, this person is a hazard to society. You know, they'll start dropping a T word on you. Yeah, because when they start dropping the T word,
You
it's
know,
because they're
shit.
about to lose the narrative.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Back to
All
the
right.
corner now.
What's his name? Was given free education before they killed him. Gaddafi. You know, everything was working proper, man. Gaddafi was about to put Africa on. You know,
Big time, yeah.
they lost the narrative. Okay, we got it. You know, when they start taking out guns, it's because they've lost the narrative. That's why Matthew 24:9. Then shall they persecute you.
Like Jake saying this says, I know what that's right.
Yeah.
Because the narrative, they was losing the narrative was so Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
They,
Yes.
after that, they still went and killed him.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. Damage
Yeah,
control,
just
man.
to-
Because he
Control
didn't want to put he didn't want to exchange the oil for
Yeah.
the petrodollar.
Yeah.
It's that dollar, man. What do they call it? The almighty dollar.
Almighty dollar.
They
Yeah.
ain't almighty no more. Go on, Ahad.
Yes, so we back begin. In Isaiah 34 verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them.
Yeah, so no one of these shall fail, man. We've told you from our elder apostles on down, man, you know, that you know, it is what it is according to the Bible. We've told you that you're the Edomites.
Yeah, take up with the Lord.
Yeah. Take up with the Most High, man. You know, it's above me, it's above us. Take up with your creator then. You know, we've told you that you're the Edomites. We've told you that reincarnation is a thing. We've told you that kingdoms come and kingdoms go.
Absolutely.
You know, we've told you your own devices,
Yeah,
man.
man, don't take
Here
it
it is,
personal.
you're up there talking about, yeah, you know, let's run a clinical trial, you know, put some juice in people that's gonna fuck them up, and let's see how well they respond to it for the chip. We told you what the mark of the beast is, man. Your own devices, we're letting you know. We might as well be at the round table with your ass.
Yeah, man, advising him.
You might as well give us the full security clearance
Yeah,
badge.
yeah. Right.
Let's get up in them doors. You know, let's unlock them doors and sit down with you at your round table. We might as well.
Because we know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about, man.
I know
Yeah,
the
man.
secret places.
The secret places,
Oh, that's
man.
heavy.
You know,
No, that is true.
Because the angels are really the flies in the wall.
Yeah.
In there.
the scriptures speak
Yeah.
about
Basically.
they gather at they grope at
Noonday.
noonday. You know, we might as well be in the room with you, but as Ariel rightly said, the angels are there. You know, but regardless, what's also there? The written word. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. The written word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is there. And through the order on down by the Holy Spirit, we've been given the understanding, man.
Hey,
So therefore, you're fucked, Esau, man. We can tell you the A to Z of your whole setup, man. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it is spoken, and the spirit is commanded. So you can't fight against the Most High. You can't, man. You can send tickets through the door talking about £60 fine and jaywalking and all kind of crap. Do that, but you can't fight against the Most High, man. You know, that's why we read it earlier. The Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, man. You think you're God? You want to put chips in people? You know, their medical details, their bank details.
That's basically omnipotence.
Omnipotence,
They want to
man.
know everything, what everyone's doing all at the same time.
What you're thinking? I saw an article.
So like,
No,
they,
go,
always
go,
talk
go.
about they always talk about
Yeah.
doing this in real time.
In real time,
So
yes.
so that you know, they're spending the money in real time, where people are moving in real time.
Real time.
cities delivered, city subsidies.
Oh yeah. There's a new one now, where they got a headband in China, and they can monitor how
yeah.
engaged the child is in school.
Right.
You know what your child's thinking, how well they're listening. You know, so your child can go to school and you can know that they had a bad day. They weren't really concentrating. Their concentration was on 34%. You know, bro, come on, man.
That's not natural.
That's not natural, man. They want you to be fully engaged, 100% all the time. Nothing in your head apart from what they're indoctrinating you with.
Yes, yes.
That's what they want, man. They're trying to be like the Most High, you know.
Hey, man, I remember back in the day, man, when a man, you know, you coming to work happy. Why is happy?
yeah.
Why is happy? Oh, my wife just told me we're having a baby. Right? These days, if your wife comes here pregnant, he goes, shit!
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? To live in this world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
She may have you paid child support. Man.
All that too. That you have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
Or if the sorry, bro.
no.
Or if that's not the case, she'll probably like divorce you and leave you alone and take the child with her.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
You just live by yourself.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fucked up, man. But we're gonna go back to those days though, when it's gonna be a blessing to have children.
Beautiful, and beautiful.
Yeah, the scriptures say that children are an inheritance from the Lord.
Yeah.
And now it's pretty much
Wonderfully made.
yeah, wonderfully
It's
made.
like it's about. Remember one of the scriptures in the Apocrypha, it says that one of the man's joy is to see the downfall of the kingdom and to see the rise of their children. See the children. Why go again? The children, you know.
Children are crazy enemies.
Full of your enemies, yeah, the race, yeah.
Yeah, for the enemies and the
And
children.
that's true. That's the truest, man. That's the realest.
But now you got women indoctrinating children. Their kids like 6 years old now, and they believe you're a monster because mommy told the child that you, the father's a monster.
Oh man,
I don't like you, daddy. And all
Yeah.
that crap, man.
that's rough, man.
Nigga, your ass is here because of me. You know.
Yeah.
And then now you talking about I don't like you, daddy, because of your mom. But as the elders in the kingdom, all these things are gonna change, man. You know, but that's it, man. The book of the Lord, man. So you people are done. Israel's got next, starting with the elect, man. That's biblical prophecy.
And you know, just to say this too, man, like, hey man, no matter how bad it gets for Israel, you've already won anyway.
Yeah, we won, man.
Yeah, the victory.
You've already got the victory.
Predestined. So that's it, anyway.
Yeah, man. So with that, giving all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son,
Oh.
Yahweh,
Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah Kodash,
Wa Abad Babal.
Wa Abba Babal,
His sister, Shalom.
Shalom.